Living with T. You're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that like button, share button, all of the buttons, comment below. Today we're talking relationships. Do you believe you can have the relationship of your desires? The relationship of your dreams? Do you believe you can have what you want? Or do you sit around complaining and getting into the manosphere and the woman's sphere and talking about, oh, I'm just such a high value woman that I just can't meet the man that's going to match, my energy. And do men just sit around and say, oh, women just want to be taken out and just want to be used for my money? They're just gold diggers. They're not really looking for an honest relationship, a committed relationship. And guess what? You get to have what you say. If that's your mindset around relationships, you'll get what you say. You feel like you give too much in a relationship? Is that what you think is happening? You give too much in a relationship? People just don't understand you. You do too much. You're too generous. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Amen Kumur. Thank you. No, I'll pray for myself. Thank you. I'm pretty good in my own prayers. I appreciate that, though. Thank you. So I'm streaming on YouTube as well as TikTok, YouTube. You're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, the like button, and comment below. Also share because you care. On TikTok, tapping is clapping. And today we're going to talk, manifesting the SP, right? Manifest, or manifest better relationships. How about that? Some of you already have your SP, but maybe it's not going so well. Maybe it's not the type of relationship that you desire. Maybe you want more out of your relationship and you want to know how to reconcile, whether it's a friendship, marriage, long-term partner, significant other, whatever you're labeling it, whether you're in a polyamorous relationship, polygamist. Hey, I'm not here to judge anyone's relationship, but I will help you, get on the right track as far as your relationships are concerned. Accountability is necessary, however. If you want your relationships to change, you must do something different. You can't keep complaining and worrying and arguing and nagging and expecting the relationship to be different or to be better. No one ever changes because you beat them down, you tear them down, because you nag them to death. That just does not happen. Complaining about somebody's antics and somebody's ways never brings about change. It's about you having respect for yourself. And once you have respect for yourself, then your partner will have respect for you. Oh, hey, Key. How are you? Hey, friend. Oh, you're over here on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. As we talk about relationships and what it is that you want. Do you believe you can have it? Are you into the dating apps? Do you like speed dating? I know that's a big thing here on TikTok. They do the speed dating, people trying to meet their significant other. Have you tried dating apps? I know a lot of people try Facebook dating. Plenty of Fish used to be really popular. I don't know if that's still around. I know you got, Tinder, and you have a lot of different dating apps. Like, are you into those type of things? Because this is the thing, I found my husband on a dating app almost 12 years ago. Yeah, almost 12 years ago. We've been married for 10 years. And we met on an app called blackpeoplemeet.com. So I know that you can find the one that you've been looking for on the dating app. I have friends also that met their husbands on dating app. A really, really close friend of mine met her husband a year before I met my husband. And they've been married, a year longer than us. And they're still happily married. Doing great. So you can have it. It's possible. You just have to believe that you can have it. Hey, 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 Lamont, how are you? So you ran over here. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, welcome, welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Come on in. Let's discuss relationships, manifesting the SP. Whatever you, whatever you're thinking, however it looks, you can have it. There's no limitation to what you can have. Or let the world tell you, oh, that's impossible, that's not right, or you shouldn't do that, or you need to lower your standards, or you can't have it all, or how dare you want that. You got to quiet the noise. Just because they don't believe they can have it doesn't mean that they get to create or manifest for you. Don't let someone limit what you desire in a relationship just because they don't believe they can have it. You can have exactly what you believe you can have. You can have it. Hello, hello. Say, I be the she. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, 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 Miss Diane. How are you? Yes, I know. Yes. We are God, playing the role of the person that we are. Absolutely. I am the Lord thy God, and beside me there is no other God. Because it is. That's exactly what it is. God really is a money printing machine, and prayers are currency. Exactly. That's so true. That's what it is. Your attention to a thing is the true currency. That's the true currency of this reality is attention. And you can have whatever you like. I say you can have whatever you like. Just because you want to limit that what you call God, don't place your limitations on others. If that's not what you want from the God that you serve, then okay. Go your way in peace and mind your business. Because what does that have to do with you? What somebody else believes they can have on this third dimensional plane. Divine as always. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, people always trying to put their limitations on you. And that's when it comes to relationships too. People try to limit you when it comes to relationships, saying you can't have that. You can't expect to have it all. You're going to have to sacrifice or compromise for this and that. No, you do not. No, you do not. Oh, appreciate that, casual Mike. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for the sub. I love it. Or the awareness that experiences, or the primordial energy that constitutes the universe. Yes, I am the universe. The universe is me. I am everything, and everything is I am. Well, that means that you can have whatever you want. You just have to claim that I am. I am in a loving, amazing relationship. But if you want to complain about relationships, then you'll get relationships to complain about. It's just so simple. It's so simple. But you have to be honest with yourself. You know the reason why you don't have the type of relationship you want is because you don't believe you deserve it. You don't believe that it's possible. You think that you have to settle and compromise. You think complaining is going to change someone. Has complaining changed you? While you sitting here trying to change the other person, have you looked in the mirror? Like Michael Jackson said, I'm starting with the man in the mirror, and I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. People don't want to change themselves. They want to change everything but themselves. And that's just not how it works. In any area of your life, whether it's relationships with your parents, with your siblings, with your co-workers, with your employers, or whether you're the boss and your employees, or your partners in life, in business, friendships, whatever situationship you find yourself in, that relationship doesn't change until you do. I know you think it's all their fault. Women want to blame men want to blame women. The last person they want to blame is themselves. Blame yourself. I got that from a podcast I used to listen to back in the day when I used to listen to progressive talk radio. They used to do, I think it was Herman. He was a Republican. It was a black Republican president, runner for president, candidate. He was in the candidacy. I think I want to say it was like back in 2010, something like that. Maybe the 2012 president election. Yeah. But anywho, he was like, blame yourself. That's the last part. People don't want to blame themselves. They want to blame everyone but themselves. They can't see the error in their ways. They get mad because they chose that person. But instead of getting mad at themselves for choosing that person, like you chose them. No one made you date this person. No one made you marry this person. No one told you to go on 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 dates when the person showed you who they were on the first date. And you thought that you could change somebody because you like the way they look, you like the way they talk, you like the way they dress, you like the way they smelled, but you didn't try to figure out their character. That's a you problem, not a them problem. That's the last thing people want to do. They don't want to check themselves. They want to check everybody else but themselves. Hello, Coach Chanel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Miss Teddy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, yes. You are everything, and everything is you. Yes. You are everything, and everything is you. Love it. Mm. Yes. Well, glad to have you here, Casual Mike. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so the panel is open. You want to come up and talk about relationships. I know normally I have the 10,000K, the easy way rule parameters on my TikTok platform before I open up the panel. I am streaming on YouTube as well as TikTok. If you want to come over and have a conversation regarding relationships, that's what we're manifesting. This is a specific manifestation conversation regarding relationships. I have a panel open. We have 8 spots available. So if you want to come up and have a conversation, maybe you're trying to understand like maybe why you haven't found the one. Why do you think it's going astray? Why do you think relationships are so difficult? Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. Let's open it up. Let's talk about it. Why do you think dating is so difficult? Why do you think it's hard to find the right one? What did what's that oh, what's that singer name? You got the right one, baby. Uh-huh. Remember? You got the right one, baby. Uh-huh. But a lot of you feel like you got the wrong one. I got the wrong one. I got the wrong one, baby. The relationships don't have to be difficult. You just have to decide what it is you want. And then, you know. But we do need to bring to the forefront some of the mindset surrounding relationships, some of your hangups, some of your beliefs that you keep holding on to that are not benefiting you in the relationship world. So double tap the screen. Tapping is clapping on TikTok, YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and share the live. So come on up. Let's talk about relationships. What do you believe to be true about relationships? Do you really believe that it's hard, that it's difficult? You know, I hear a lot of people saying that the dating pool is piss poor. And I'm like, why you need to find another pool then? Why you swimming in a pool that's full of piss? Like, do you not know that you gonna come up stinking? Like, maybe you need to find another pond, find another pool, right? But you really have to come with a different mindset when it comes to dating, and you cannot take on that herd mentality. And I know it's easy to want to point and want to blame. But until you gotta find it within yourself to know that you deserve the best and that you will not settle for less than the best, that you won't settle just to be with somebody, just to not be alone, right? And that's what a lot of people end up doing. They're such in fear of being with them by themselves that they'll get with anyone just to say they have someone. I mean, no judgment with that, but then you can't complain about who you end up with because you chose it. You said you I just don't want to be alone. Well, then you get what you get because you just didn't want to be alone. And guess what? Okay, so now but are you really not alone? What if you found someone that you're probably even more alone than you originally thought because you thought that person that you chose to be with you They don't even really have time for you. So you're still alone. You know how many people are married and are lonely? Their partner is never at home. And they're probably more lonely with the partner than they were before they got with someone. I know you say don't need nobody who don't need me. Too many fish in the sea. That's it. And maybe change the concept of needing someone, right? Right? Maybe change the concept of if even needing. Like why would you ever need? Like as long as you got yourself, you're never alone, right? But like what's the reasons for relationships? And I know people have many reasons as to why they get into relationships, right? Mm. So Key says, I realized that me being single is evidence that I elevated my identity because the old identity was settled for anything to not be alone. Yep, that's what most people, that's a train most people riding on. They just didn't want to be alone, so they just felt like they just had to take whatever is out there, right? Like a lot of people call them what? Pick me's, pick Mishas, right? Like when I listen to people, especially now that I'm married, and then you hear people talk about relationships, right? You come to you come to realize that some people, and this is coming from a woman's point of view, not from of course not from a man's point of view, that when a lot of women talk about relationships and the men they end up being with and choosing, you realize they only like the man because the man liked them, right? They're only with the man because the man chose them. Not that they were being selective or choosy or interviewing. Some man came up and said, "Ooh, you're beautiful, you're amazing. I want to take you out. Let's go out." And they just like, okay. And they don't even know like why they like the person, other than the fact that the person found them attractive. And that was enough. Like that was the standard. They saw me, they were interested in me, they wanted to take me out. So, and that was the only prerequisites. That was the only standard that you needed, that they needed to want to spend time with you. That's what you call a pick me. Because you're not choosing the person is choosing you, and you're just glad to be chosen. Yep. Okay, well, I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm just gonna mute you. And maybe you can go somewhere else and have your conversation, because what are we doing? Oh, thank you so much, Just Chilling. Thank you. Yes, pick Misha. And you have to be honest with yourself. Is that the standard that you hold? You only like men because the man likes you? Like you don't have any other criteria when it comes to dating? You're only choosing men and then be honest about the type of men that have been choosing you, right? Like, do they meet any kind of standard? Like, do they have, 3 and 4 baby mamas and it's all that drama going on with it? Not to say that those men can't turn out to be great relationships and be a great person, right? Because I don't want to be here like I'm trying to put down men. But the same thing, because that can be on the flip side, right? Because there always seems to be a double standard, right? Like men can have as many baby mamas if they want, but women can have as many baby daddies, right? It's a double standard there. So I don't really want to get into how many children you had prior to meeting or deciding that you wanted to settle down, right? But you should have some type of standard of the type of person you want to bring around your children, right? Regardless of the previous relationships that didn't work out. Now you're in a situation where now you're ready to settle down. You want to be married. You want your children, whether you're a man or a woman, to be around someone someone that they can, someone that's respectable, someone that they can look up to, someone that's committed, and someone who has purpose and direction, right? Especially when you get to be a certain age, when you're in your early 20s, okay, not saying to me, most people that are in their early 20s looking to be married, those usually are religious minded people, right? Because the whole thing with church is that they tell you that the whole purpose of a woman's existence is to find a man. It's for him to be chosen by a man. And so we're kind of moving away from that mindset where we think that our only purpose, our only lot in life, the only way that we found our value is that a man sees value. And you want to change that narrative where you think that your value is placed on how another person views you. Your value should come from your own self-concept, your own identity, regardless if it's man or woman. You should find your value in self. And then the value that you have in yourself, it will be seen by others. It will be seen by others. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Love it. Say, not religious. Been with my wife since I was 22, married at 33, now 35. Love it. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. You're funny, Lamont. Oh, from India. How you say that? Kerala? India? Welcome, welcome. Godspeed Gamer, welcome. He said, yes, Rick says, I retired being insecure years ago. That part. And say, Jake 2, what is that? 0.035. I always wondered about that. When would I ask a woman out? I thought I picked them. Technically, they picked me. And then so should we change our mindset and say that we picked each other, right? We have to come to change the perspective to say we chose each other, right? Because everyone says that, well, when I go on a date, I'm interviewing. Shouldn't both people be interviewing, right? To see if you're compatible, right? To see, if you're both going down the same path. And really go into the situation with eyes wide open. A lot of people go in with their eyes wide shut. People go into relationship with eyes wide shut. It's like they don't want to know the truth. They want to fall in love with appearances instead of really sitting down and getting to know someone, listening to what they're saying, not so much of what they're showing you, but listen to what they're saying, because their words speaks volumes, especially those who try to impress you with words, right? They're so into I'm doing this, I got this, they're all the talkers, and they're trying to be really impressive with their speech and with their words. And you don't be fooled by the talking, the people saying flowery things. Because if you are the bomb.com, somebody complimenting you does not move you. You already know that to be true. So then you won't take that a man is telling you're amazing. I love you. I love everything about you. I love your style. I love your hair. I love your beautiful eyes, your curvy, whatever they're saying to you, complimenting you. You're not going to look at that as love bombing. Because you would be like, well, here, of course you're going to compliment me in that way, because I know who I am. I know that your compliments don't give me confidence. My confidence arrived way before you ever came into the scene. You said rose tinted glasses. I've heard of rose tinted glasses. Here's the thing. That's only because you go into the relationship with preconceived notions. You're not allowing people to show you who they are, because people never show you who they are. They show you what you believe. And people don't realize that. People don't realize that people show you what you believe and not what's really who they truly are. And I'll give you an example. You heard where you've had friends, right? You have one friend, and they're one way with you, and then they're another way with another person, but it's the same person. How is it that they're one way with you, and they're another way with their brother, and then they're another way with their mother, and they're another way with their cousin, and then they're another way with the best friend, but it's one person? Because all of those people have a perspective of that one person. And so they're not experiencing that person, they're experiencing their beliefs about that person. And if everybody had the same belief about him, he would be the same about with everyone. But if everyone have a different aspect based on their preconceived notions, their own belief systems, they're going to experience that person differently. I know, right, Miss Teddy? Like, I got it. I know it. Thank you. Me too. I think the same way about me. Right? Yeah, be able to receive a compliment without it invalidating you or validating you, right? It's just something that they're saying that's true. And that's as far as it should go. That your worth is not found in someone else's compliments. Hey, Andrea. You said, Jake says Jim Carrey talks about this after playing Andy Kaufman, all about playing a role and how people see you. Exactly what you're. Yeah, I've learned that to be true. So this isn't like theory for me. This is like what I've experienced, right? But here's the thing: we all experience our own beliefs. So just like I'm going to say, well, this is true because it's my experience. You're going to say the very same thing. You're going to say, well, I know for a fact the women that I've dealt with X, Y, Z, right? And then women are going to come along. Well, I know this is true about men because this is the type of men I've dealt with, and that's the operant phrase right there. The men you've dealt with, or the women you've dealt. It's not all men. It's not all women. It's the one you've chosen. So you have to take 100% accountability for the men or the women you've chosen to entertain. And that's what people don't want to do. They don't want to take accountability that I chose this person. I entertained this person. I drew this person in. No, most people say they pulled the wool over my eyes. They sent their representative. They weren't being themselves. They tried to trick me. They wanted to deceive me. They were showing me they were a wolf in sheep's clothing. They blame the person and they never look at themselves and say, what is it about me that even fell for this? That even believed this? That even thought that this could even be a possibility? That I would draw in someone that was willing to deceive me? That I was drawing someone into my experience that was willing to pull the wool over my eyes? That I was right? We don't see it from that perspective. We don't see it that we are the magnet attracting life to us. No, we blame everything external to us, and we don't take accountability for the way we're thinking. Because if you had thought differently about men, your experience with men would be different. Had you thought differently about women, your experience with women would be different. And I know this to be true because I used to think a certain way about men until I met my husband. I used to think a certain way. I saw men as unemotional, detached beings that only look to, date for sport. That's how I view men, that all men were dogs. They were all cheater, pumpkin eaters. That's how I viewed men. And then I finally had to be honest with myself and say, I didn't really think that I could be with someone that would think that I was enough, that wanted to be faithful, that wanted to be committed to me. It's not until I had that mind shift and thought, well, wait a minute. I know I'm a good woman. I'm not a cheater. I'm not a liar. I don't deceive people. I know what I'm bringing to the table. Since I'm a good woman deserves a good man. And then that's when I met my husband. And at that time, my focus wasn't even on being remarried because I had been married before. I was a divorcee. I was a single mother of three. Well, I was a divorced mother of three. So basically a single mother because he was a dad. He's a dad. He didn't help me with our children. He didn't help me with children, not financially, not emotionally, not in any shape or form. I became a single mom after I got divorced. Hell, I was like a single mom when I was married, so that didn't really change much once we got divorced. But I had to do some hard looking within myself and be honest with myself and recognize that I thought a certain way when it came to choosing the men I decided to be involved with. And I had to be, to take full accountability of the way I was thinking, what I was believing. And the moment I had that shift in consciousness, shift in my perspective about what I believed a relationship could be, and I decided that when I enter in this relationship, I'm not going to go in with this nagging mentality. I'm not going to bring old baggage into the new situation. I had made clear decisions about how I was going to enter the next relationship because all I wanted was to experience a really healthy relationship. That's all I wanted because I had never experienced that. And that mindset led to marriage. But that was not the goal at the time. The goal was just to be in a relationship where I felt safe, I felt secure, right? But I knew that safety and security had to be within me and not in him. Hey, Latoxic, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Maya Lorraine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's why, Jake, you can't worry about what they say. They say should not even enter your mind. You cannot, because then if you let someone else dictate your reality, then you'll always be living from their perspective and you'll never measure up because they'll forever move the goalposts. When you're in relationships with someone and they keep reminding you of how you're not pleasing them, you're the reason for their unhappiness, you'll never be able to make them happy ever, because the moment you change and try to live up to their standards, they'll find another reason not to be happy. They'll forever move the goalposts because what you have to recognize is that your happiness is not found in another. The happiness only comes from within. That's where the happiness comes from. And so if you keep searching on the outside for your happiness, it's going to be very difficult. And I'm sure you've heard many people talk about, I'm not the first one to say this, right? You have many people tell you, someone else, like, as much as I tried to make this person happy, I did everything. I made all the money. I built the house. I gave them the beautiful, life. And the person is still not happy because you understand that the things, no matter how lovely they are, how easy life is, if you're not at peace with oneself, things just end up being a whole bunch of stuff. But when you're happy on the inside, then you can enjoy the things. That's why the Bible tells you to seek ye first the kingdom of God and all its righteousness, right? Seek first the kingdom of your good, your right thinking, and then all the things get added. Then you're able to enjoy the things. Why? Because you got the peace, the love, the joy, the ease from within. And that makes you much more easier for you to enjoy the things and enjoy any relationship you find yourself in. Because you're not looking for the other person to be a certain way or do a certain thing in order for you to feel good about yourself. But come on up and join the panel, guys. Come on up. The panel is open. I know I normally say 10K the easy way, but let's come up, come on up to the panel, have the discussion, have the conversation. I am streaming on TikTok. TikTok is why I have the panel. That's where I accept callers. So if you're on YouTube and you want to come over, if you want to have the conversation, come over to TikTok, Prosperous Living with _T. That is my TikTok handle. So I am streaming on YouTube as well as TikTok. YouTube, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, the like button, share because you care, and always comment below. So, yeah, I want to hear your perspectives about dating and relationships, right? And where you may feel like maybe you're stuck, or maybe you're trying to understand, like, what's the recipe? Like, what, like, how do you find that person, that significant other that you're looking for? Whatever it is, whatever your terms and conditions are, right? Some of you may be in a space like relationship, and marriage is off the table. I'm just here for a fun time, not a long time. Some of you are really interested in being married and building a life and a home with someone, right? And looking for that significant other. And maybe you just need a different perspective as far as how you're entering the dating world. And do you believe in courtship, right? Is dating and courting two different things for you? Do you see them as the same? For me, I don't see dating and courting as the same. I see dating as you are going out with various amount of people and you're just having fun, and you're trying to maybe dwindle it down to one. Courting, you have dwindled it down to one, and you're really, on the path of saying, is this going to turn into something very long term? So I know everybody has different perspectives when it comes to dating and how you view dating. And so really interested in seeing and hearing your guys' perspective. Hello, Andrea. Welcome. Hello, Love
Hi,
Natera.
how are
Welcome,
you?
welcome. I'm great. I'm great. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
I like your hair. It look pretty.
Oh, thank you. Girl, I need to wash it, but I appreciate you.
It
Thank
look
you.
nice
Thank you.
as always.
Thank you.
Um, I was just wanted to like piggyback on what you were saying that about happiness. That's one thing that I have realized in my marriage. I've been married to my husband. Wow, going on 16 years now. And we've been
Nice.
together for a very long time. We
Okay.
dated for a very long time, so really longer than that. But it was a lot of me realizing that, like you were saying, that my happiness don't come from him. It's really my own happiness, and that's something that I had to learn. Especially, like for example, a couple of years ago, I started focusing on my health. And I had lost weight. I was 190 pounds, and I had lost 60 pounds, and I
Mm,
was
beautiful.
like uh, really happy because I put all the energy in myself.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like after I had my kids, I was so into raising my children, being a mom, because I'm a stay-at-home mom as well. So being, all into my home, my kids, my husband, and I really wasn't paying it, like giving me that energy. And so I realized that, okay, he can't make me happy, he only can add to what the happiness that come from within me. So once I start putting that energy in me, things change even in our relationship, because I was more focused on, you know, putting the energy in myself, taking care of me, and making me a priority.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to, like, and the happiness, I could see the happiness flow to everything else. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just piggybacking on that, because I feel like in some marriages, from my experience and other women I talk to, kind
Mm-hmm.
of lose their self in the relationship, and they don't remember who they are. You see what I'm saying? And just because you're in a relationship and are married doesn't mean you have to just fully forget who you are. You had hobbies, you have a life before you even, you know what I'm saying, met this person. So you still should be able to still be you. And it's,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the lessons that I have learned, and that has been like a repeat lesson, is to still, have the things you like to do for yourself, still have your hobbies, have your goals, whatever you want to do for you, and still pour into you, because you can only give from a cup from an overflow, not an empty cup.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things that really um, was like a hard pill to swallow at first. But I realized that, and then because it's like it's true, because you hear conversations like, and he did this and he did that, and it was like, okay, but what are you doing for yourself?
Mm.
Like, what are you doing for you?
Right.
And that's the thing that really was like eye opener. Like, what are you doing? You're so focused on what he doing and what he ain't
Mm-hmm.
doing and all this kind of stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing for you?
Yep.
You know, and
And that's
that
both sides too. It's not just women. I hear them
is
men's side too. They complain about the woman and how
yes,
they don't cook and they don't do this and they don't do that and they're so selfish. And, you know, so you hear it on both sides. Like it's the blame game. Everybody
yeah,
wants to point fingers at the other person, and no one wants to take
yeah.
responsibility for how they are
It,
also
oh,
helping the
mhm.
relationship to not be great.
Exactly, because the thing is, because it's a one thing I realized, it's a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it should be. And just to piggyback on what you were saying about, not washing and doing this, it's like, hold up, you would have to do those things if you were single by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So don't sit here and be like, because you married, you give all this responsibility to her. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like, no, it doesn't, don't, no. You see what I'm saying? So it's a partnership, not a, I don't like that gender roles thing. Like, you can get up and clean, you can get up and do what you got to do for yourself as well. You see what I'm saying? And you're right. We need to look at how both parties play in it. You see what I'm saying? What each person have done. But I do believe that when you take the focus off of that person and put it on yourself and start giving yourself the love, the attention, the nurture that you need, you know what I'm saying? And they see how you are um, changing. It's one things out of 10 they're gonna notice it, or they're gonna like, oh, I see a difference in you. Like, you're more happier now. You're more, you know what I'm saying? Because you
Mm-hmm.
put yourself. You now you're doing things that you want to do, and you setting boundaries too. You saying no. I know for me, I'm going to speak for my experience, my marriage. I used to do everything right because I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to be the good wife. You know how they, in church, you gotta be all that. And I'm like, man, the virtuous woman, like, who can find, she did this and she did that. Like, she did everything. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, that's a lot of pressure to put on a person. To me, that's how I felt, on a wife. And I say no. So for me, it's like, okay, I don't do a lot of things. I'm like, if you want something done, that's what you're going to have to do. You know what I'm saying? Yourself. Like, for example, when it comes to like laundry, you are responsible for your own clothes. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I got a big household full of, it's five of us in here. So I'm teaching my kids to do the same thing. Like, you wash your clothes. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing things so I won't feel like I have so much on me. You get what I'm saying? Now, one thing I do like about me and my husband marriage, we both can cook. We both from New Orleans, and we both can throw down in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? So he can get there and he'll cook one week and I'll cook the next week. So we do take turns in cooking, especially if you have like oh, I want to make some crawfish. He love crawfish. So crawfish, macaroni and cheese with fried chicken, and he'll do all that. I'm like, okay, well, cool. Okay, that's what you want to cook. Then, I'll get there and I'll help or I'll make pasta. So we take turns. You see what I'm saying? So that's one thing I like. But that is one thing I know for me in my journey. It was being in a relationship. It's not to lose yourself. Still have your hobbies, your dreams, your goals, and do the things you want to do for yourself, and still pour into you. You're
Mm-hmm.
not just a wife. You're more than that. You see what I'm saying? And that's just I wanted to add to the conversation.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love it, love it. Yep. Everybody just have to realize what works in one household don't necessarily work in another. You have to find out what works for
Mm-hmm.
you. There are no specific do's and don'ts. It's what
Yeah.
you want to do, right? It's what you want to do, not what you
Mm-hmm.
think it should happen or what somebody tells you you shouldn't do. No, it's whatever works in your household. And I think that's the problem where people are looking to others to tell them what brings fulfillment in their relationship. You have to
Mm-hmm.
discover what brings fulfillment in your relationship. Because I wash my husband's clothes. I've been washing them since we've been together. So that's not a big deal to me, And he does a
Mm-hmm.
lot of other work around the house. And yes, we did share responsibility
Mm-hmm.
with cooking. I cook more now because he's now taking on another job. So not only does he have his
Mm-hmm.
full-time job, he now has the business that we run together. It's more him than me. I'm more like just a secretary because he's the one building the stuff. So he has two
Yeah.
jobs now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
and I'm just
Yeah. Yeah. And like you
but you
said,
guys just have to know your position and
what
know
works for
and
yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's not it's not a should or shouldn't. It's what do you
Mm-hmm.
want? And I think that's the part people don't really ask themselves when it comes to a relationship. What do you want? Not what is it you're supposed to be doing. Get that out of your mind. It's not what you're
Exactly.
supposed to do. It's what did you mind doing? What can you see yourself doing? And what do you want to
Hmm.
do? That's all.
Yeah, and yeah, and it was comfortable. I totally agree. Like what works for one works for the other, and like you say, just come to agreement. And okay, this is what we can do, and it works. Because for me, it was just like, because at one point I was homeschooling my kids as well, so it was a lot of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay, we're gonna have to, work
Divvy up
this
the
out, but
chores. Yeah.
yeah, so but yeah, but like you say, it what works for you, for y'all as a couple, as a couple, you know what I'm saying, and not what it should be done or what somebody say it should be done. It's what y'all say at the end of the day, but as a couple, so yeah, totally agree.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. So we have La Toxic. Hey, 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 La Toxic. How
Hey,
are
hey,
you?
how's it going?
Oh, everything is great. How are you? How you been?
Good, good. Hey, everybody. I'm doing all right. It's been a busy day today,
Oh, okay, okay.
but it's been interesting. It's been a mixed bag. Thankfully, I'm not involved in any of the drama.
Nice. I say, oh, it's been some drama, huh?
It's other people's drama, not mine.
I love it. Don't you love that? It's drama,
I
but it
do
ain't
love
got
that
nothing to do with
actually.
me. It has
I
nothing to
don't
do
want
with
to be
me.
involved.
Love it.
So yeah, so other than that, everything is good. Everything is good. I'm actually gonna try to finish up work here and then go on a nice long bike ride. So
Oh, oh, is it hot down there?
it's hot.
Girl, you going
It's
on a
hot.
bike
I gotta get
ride?
some
Or
things fixed on my
you got your
bike. So,
motorbike? Are you
huh?
pedaling or you get the motorbike?
Yeah, I have an e-bike. Yeah, so I can do both. I can do the manual and then I can do the assist.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Ooh, this heat. People mean working no exercising in that heat, but okay,
I
you more power
know.
to you,
Oh,
girl. More power
my
to
friends
you.
doing that. They're joining a run club tonight, and so some of my friends are going. So I was like, well, I could drive up there, or I could just bike up there. I need to hit
Mm,
up the bike shop anyway, get some stuff fixed on it.
nice.
So it's on the way. So if my plans do right, then I'll be there on time.
The
Yeah.
Canadian smoke.
Oh
I heard
no,
people
not
talking about
even.
that on this podcast I listened to, this Bears podcast that I listened to, and they were
Mm-hmm.
talking about it because they are on the East Coast. I'm like, no, because they said
No.
all the wildfires in Canada, so
Yeah, I've heard about
their
that. I've heard
air,
about that.
yeah, the air up there is not so great.
Now here, yeah, up there, yeah, here it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. I haven't heard them say anything about the air
Yeah,
quality over here in the Midwest. So I don't know.
me neither. I think it's in the East Coast because is it there? Oh, I don't even know where it's at. I know it's on the East Coast somewhere. I just can't remember
Yeah. I
where.
go up with the guys. They were there. Someone, when one person was in New York, another person's in Connecticut. I know the person that was from New York was saying that the kids couldn't go to school. Like his daughter couldn't, well, not school, but daycare. Like the kids
Mm-hmm.
weren't allowed to leave the house. Like the air quality was so poor because of all the smoke coming from Canada because of all the wildfires. But
Oh
I was like,
wow.
interesting. Wow.
Oof. Yeah, my friend. Oh, not my friend. One of my coworkers lives in Boston, and she was like, "The skies are orange.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everything is orange.
Wow. Yeah. Cheryl said it smells like a campfire. Mm.
Crazy." Oh, you're in
Interesting.
Connecticut. Okay, that explains it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, thankfully, no, we haven't had to experience it.
Yeah.
So did you have
Crazy.
anything to add on relationships?
Just that I agree, of course, that when I changed my mentality about dating, I did start experiencing different things. So, um,
So do you do any of the dating apps?
yes, yeah, I do the
Okay.
dating app. Well, I do Bumble. I haven't done.
Bumble.
I used
Okay.
to do Tinder way back in the day. I stopped that. I couldn't keep up with Tinder. That was too
So
much
what's
for
the
me.
difference between Tinder and Bumble? I forget the ones because it's been a while.
Yeah,
Because
they're
I
honestly.
know they have changed over time. Maybe maybe they just changed the name of the app or whatever. Maybe some of these things are the same app and they just remixed
No,
it or what
yeah,
have you. Yeah.
I feel so. Tinder was like is like kind of seen as the hookup app.
Oh, okay, okay,
Which, sometimes people have, gotten married and stuff like that on Tinder, but that's not really what people see it as.
okay, okay.
Bumble is a site where women are supposed to make the first move, but it doesn't happen. That's changed. It's probably going to change again.
Oh, the women are supposed. Okay.
Yeah, it ends up being a catch-22 because men know that women have to make the first move. They just end up swiping on everybody, so women don't know if the guy intended to swipe on them or not. So they end up having to make the first move anyway. So it's like, it doesn't make a difference. So yeah. But yeah, I've met some nice guys from Bumble. There's other ones, like, I think Match is a site. I don't think that's an app.
Match.com, that's been around for a long time, right?
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so I do the dating apps here and there.
I heard a lot of people do the Facebook thing. So it's Facebook, they have like a separate dating site.
Yes, they do. I've never done that one though before because I'm never on Facebook. But I've heard that. I think that's how my friend met his husband, was on Facebook.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, and they're a wonderful couple. So
beautiful. Okay.
I think it has a lot to do with like who you know and like your network on Facebook, and I don't know. They ended up working out perfectly. They're a beautiful couple together. They just bought a house.
Oh, see?
Yeah, they just got married and bought a house. So
the dating apps, you get success stories, right? Because I mean, no matter wherever you meet the person, whether you meet them in a grocery store, if a friend introduces, I know a great guy, I'm got a great girl I can introduce. You still got to get to know the person either way, right? You still have to have the conversation. You still got to date one another, right? Like, but I know some people get a hang up about, meeting people on dating apps. But I'm like,
I mean, as long as people know your location and you're being relatively safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time you go, make sure you go to an open, well-lit place.
That's it. It's very simple. Like,
it should be a meet and greet to me. I wouldn't even make it necessarily the first meet up even be a date. Let's go for coffee. Let's in Starbucks, or do a breakfast or something. Something real easy. Not finna you spend a whole lot of time. I'll meet you there. You're not picking me up. That whole type of
thing.
Right.
Sometimes you need to actually get to know somebody before you even know if you want to go on a date. Correct?
That's right. Yeah, you might have to talk to them a few times on the phone.
Right,
and see where their conversation leads. What type of conversation do they have?
Yeah,
right?
Some people cannot hold a conversation. And some people are surprising conversationalists. You just never know.
You never know.
But yeah, I usually leave with a coffee date first, just to kind of see how things go.
Yeah. I think that even though I don't drink coffee, I get tea or something or whatever. Back in the day. Of course, I'm married now, so that's not. But yeah. Cheryl said you're brave.
What's funny is like it's one of those things where unless you're outside all the time, outside, like I know I'm outside a little bit, but I'm still not outside as I could be considering where I live. Like I'm not outside as I should be probably, but because I'm not outside and I don't go into the office all the time, I don't meet a whole lot of new people every day. Okay. So like, that's, so I think that helps kind of supplement that. And I think too, people with hobbies and stuff like that, like, people are part of like sports leagues and, that type of thing. Like I used to be a part of like a flag football team.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
A league. I mean, yeah. So it was like, stuff like that. You meet people.
Yeah.
Indy is like a place where you'll know somebody through like 3 or 4, degrees of separation.
Right.
Yeah, you may not know them, but you've seen them around,
It's a very small community. Right, very small community.
It is a very small
community. As opposed to Chicago, you probably, you got so many sides, so many towns, right? Everything is so separated. We are probably the ultimate city of segregation because everything is segregated. You have all the Black people over here. You got all of, you got the Greek town, you got the Chinatown, you got, where just the Latino community is. You got up north where you're going to see mostly, mid-south, like near north and near south, that we're not, yeah, near south and near north and up north, yeah, you're gonna get it, it's not well diverse. Certain neighborhoods are diverse, but still there is,
Yeah.
it is not it's very segregated.
Yeah, and you know what it is too. Chicago's a lot of young professionals, and Indy has young professionals a lot for its size.
Mm-hmm.
But still, most people here, like people come back here to have families, so it's more family friendly than like a young professional crowd. So
Yeah, and a lot of communities are changing too. But then I'm in the suburbs, and then you got the suburbs of Chicago too, and so it's plenty there. And again, those are it's real scattered out. So. But then you can find any social club though, right? You can go to your Y, or you can go to your park district, right? Where they have different little things that you can join if you're looking to meet people, social gatherings. So it's really no reason other than you're choosing to, right?
That's it. There's always
yourself, right? It's always
things to do. Are you gonna do it? Like you can create something yourself. Like, like I really like to read murder mysteries. Like maybe I want to start a murder mystery book club or something like that. Like there's always stuff people can do.
Yeah, because they have that app, that Meetup app. We can create and start, and then just pick a place that you want to go and get a community there, and people come out. Like it was this. I sent it to Keo. This one girl. She decided to last year. She decided to tell TikTok about her birthday, and she was going to hang out in the park in Chicago. And she had an overwhelming amount of people come, where she said either police wanted to shut it down because she didn't have a permit. And so now that's how many people came out. And so now she's doing it again, but she's doing it actually a couple of weeks from now. She's doing it July 26th. But she said her birthday was in May. So she said this time you're the birthday. But just bring she said just bring everything that bring your own food, your own blankets, or like bring your own party, whatever. And some people, in the comments are like, well, can I come by myself? I'm looking to make friends, yeah, come on, come on out. I'm just like, oh,
listen,
that's
going
cool.
to places by yourself, that's how you meet people. I've met so many people just being out and about, moseying around. You never know what you're gonna get into doing that, Yeah. I told you I was in Chicago this past weekend for one night. We went to I was meeting up with some friends, and we went to the Hoxton Hotel. Do you know where that is? It's got a music place down in the basement called Something Bird. I have to think of what it is. But anyway, that place was packed.
Was it?
Packed.
Everybody was outside, huh?
Everybody was outside. Okay, but before I even left my hotel, these two women saw me. They stopped me. They're like, "Girl, I just got kicked out of these bars." And I was like, "Girl, tell me what happened." Like, she was like, "They told me I was overserved and And I was like, "Girl, well, they're wrong." No, I'm just kidding. I just like, when you're by yourself, people feel like they want to talk to you, So it's a great way to meet people that way.
Beautiful. I love it. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll be in Chicago more. I bike some of the trail, the Lakeshore. What's it called? Lakeshore Trail? The trail by the lake.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean,
where the boats and stuff.
What the who?
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
What the who?
Where the boats are.
Oh, okay. Like the Riverwalk over there?
Yeah, the Riverwalk, yes.
Okay.
Yes. But I mean, listen.
Well, I mean, yeah, but we have you get that bike path all down the lake. Yeah. Beautiful, extensive bike path. Yeah. Yeah,
I love a good bike path. So yeah, it's just like, the dating scene is what you make it.
Yep. Wow. It is. It's whatever you make it. So
period.
Having that mind shift. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, someone asked me like, "Oh, this guy I'm dating." He's like, so like, what scares you about relationships? I was like, I mean, nothing really scares me. Like, I'm not like, I don't know what's nothing scaring me. Should I be scared? No, I'm just kidding. Like, nothing scares me because I believe in manifestation. I believe, what you want and you're clear about it, it will show up. Simple as that.
That's beautiful. Yep. So no more blaming the opposite sex for your dating woes.
Right. No, definitely not. I mean, the things, the mistakes I made in relationships and the things I learned from relationships taught me more about myself than than anything, and where I, made concessions or, didn't stand on my 2 feet,
So of course Key's heard of the place you went to. She says
Okay,
the
okay,
Hawks
okay.
and the Lady Bird. She
Yeah.
said yes, it's popping. She said we are going when they come to town. When y'all come in
Yeah,
town, she said
it's
we're
popping
definitely
in there.
going
I mean,
there. So
crazy.
it'll be the first. It'll be the first time I enter into the
It's a
establishment.
nice place. They have is a bar called the there's like a blues, not a blues joint, a band thing, like a live band thing they do in the basement. I think it's called, is it called Lazy Bird?
She called it Lady Bird.
Lady Bird. It's great. It's great. I saw one of the guys on TikTok that I follow who sings on TikTok was down there performing. I was like, wow.
Oh, okay. Nice. So this is in downtown area?
I could not tell you, honestly.
You don't know what part of town you were in, huh? You're funny. Like, I don't know. I was just there.
No, West Loop.
The West Loop.
West
Okay, cool.
Sorry,
cool,
it's all coming back to me.
Oh, he said it's all coming back to me now. It's all coming back to me now.
But yeah, I'm it's like, it is what you make it. And I found that being more positive and being more clear, my results are better.
Isn't clarity something? Isn't when you're making a decision, the magic that happens behind making a decision?
Yes. There's this thing I see on TikTok, not on TikTok, on Twitter all the time, where it says decisions are portals. Like,
yeah, I saw you posted that yesterday in the comments. Yes. Yeah.
Decisions are portals. It's going to take you wherever it is you decide you want to go every single time. And I wholeheartedly believe that.
Yep. The moment you make a decision, everything just opens up. I guess that's why they call it a portal, right? Because the moment you make a decision, everything opens up. If things haven't opened up, that's because you haven't made a decision.
That's it. It's as simple as that.
It's so simple. It's so simple. As that. Oh my goodness, how simple that is. Yeah. Oh, love it. Yes. Period. I love you when you say that. Period. Oh. I said I'm gonna put that in a little bottle. Have one of the little horns and say, okay, Latoxi, period.
I'm gonna run that phrase into the ground, I think.
Don't ever stop using it. I love it when you say it. Say hello, Miss Kitty. How are you? Yeah, gotta make it a TikTok gif. Yep, that's it. Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. I don't have a lot to offer in the realm of relationships because I haven't had good luck. I was married. My ex-husband wanted to fight, so I got out real quick. Mm-hmm. And I was sexually molested as a child. So I think that affected my perspective and my viewpoint, so to speak. And I've always been one to give good advice to my married friends and my girlfriends that were dating. I mean, I have a clear head that way, but my head and heart they're not really clear as far as relationships. I never got therapy, not to say that would have been the answer to get me out of whatever misperceptions I gleaned. I think that's why I don't like older men. But I just, I truly agree with you when you say your relationship is it's your business, it's your corporation, and I think it's more productive and conducive to be private and to build your relationship based on what you and your partner have agreed upon. Nobody else can tell you what works because, nobody else can tell you what works for you. Right. Yeah. In your relationship, you have to set your own rules, your own boundaries, whatever it is. Maybe sometimes someone can come in, like I said, and still I'm a good advice giver because because I see clearly harmony and what works. But not for yourself. But not for myself. So have you really sat down and really looked at the self-concept, the identity, the belief system that you've held on for so long that just doesn't serve you anymore? Well, I just don't know. I don't have any answers for myself. I got to be honest. I just don't have an answer for myself. and
So you never like sat down and said, okay, what do I really want, and do I believe I can have it? Because that's what it really comes down to, right? Choosing
yeah,
what you want and then deciding that it's possible, and
and I
then
think that I don't think that I've felt that I was worthy
mhm.
to have, a good, positive, and loving partner.
Okay.
I think that was my problem.
Well, that was
So
my problem too. I thought the same way,
yeah,
and then I said, hold up, wait a minute. I'm a good person. Why wouldn't I deserve a good man?
right, right. And so
That,
now
that, that,
here
that
we
yeah,
are.
that was the shift. That was like, well, hold on, wait a minute. But it took me a while. I didn't recognize this until I was in my 40s. Right.
Yeah,
So I had already been
yeah,
married before birth two children. Out of that marriage, I was a single mom before I even got married. I was a single mom at 20, and then
uh-huh,
I got married when I was 30,
mm-hmm,
and had two children out of that marriage. And when I look back on the different relationships I had, I noticed, it was a theme there.
mm-hmm,
And not to say that
mm-hmm,
I did not run across good men. I'm not going to say that. I did.
mm-hmm,
I just didn't, like you just said, didn't think I was worthy of those type of relationships. Or that
mm-hmm,
man was like, oh my goodness, like I've been, you the type of woman I've been, because I have been told that, right? And I was like, oh, wait, that's too much. Like, what? I'm the woman of your dreams. And,
right,
you like this one guy, I remember I had my daughter this, I probably like 23, 24. And I guess he had liked me for a long time. We worked together. And I finally went on a date with him, and he brought me home and we kissed, and he was like, oh my goodness, I have been dreaming of this, and it just kind of just really turned me off. I was like,
yeah,
is that, I guess it was that whole whatever was going on in my
right,
mind at that time about this is really, maybe it's really too easy, or like,
right.
how do
What's
you
your
like me
issue?
so much, you don't really, like, I don't know, scared me, I don't know, like I was like,
Right, I
we never
know.
went on another date.
Yeah, it's like, what's wrong with you? Yeah, to drink. Are you crazy? Get out of here. Desperate.
but for me to think that somehow was wrong, that
Yeah.
somebody could desire me in a way like that, and because he was a really nice guy, like we were friends before we actually
Uh-huh.
went on a date. It wasn't like, like I said, we worked together, so we would be at work and we'd be talking, and that type of thing. So that's what I mean, like work friends, not friends
Mm-hmm.
outside of work. But still, he's like a really really nice guy or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, I didn't see that as a reality for me.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
took a while for
And
me to come to that realization.
and then I had the issue a couple of times where white men picked me. And I was like, ugh,
I
really?
went on a date with a couple of white guys. I went on I
Yeah.
had Puerto Ricans. Like I had all kind of dudes like me, but I never went there with them, right? Like
Right.
there was one guy I did, like he was Greek, so like when we went out, he went to Greek town. There's another white guy. These are different. I'm still working at the same job, but they spans apart or whatever. But I never did anything intimately with them, right? I just like went on dates with them or what have you.
Right.
And yeah, it was just like, I don't know. I just never would take that serious. When I was in my
Yeah.
20s, I just would never. I'm like, yeah, I guess it's cool to make, that, it's a compliment to see that they may be interested, but that's about as far as it went.
Yeah, and just briefly, my white guy story. He's a big. I don't even know if he's still alive, but I think he is. He's a big, influential, big money attorney in Detroit. Now I was like, God damn it! I could have, I could have had me I could have married me a baller of an attorney and
Oh,
had my little zebra
wow.
children, and he had
Oh, this ain't my
a big
zebra
happy
children.
life.
You look at you. You said, not my zebra children. Love it. Love it. Oh, my goodness. Wait a minute. So,
But
wait, hold on. So, ADJ777 said, hey, I just wanted to thank you for your advice in an email that I sent you a few months ago. I manifested exactly what I wanted. Let's go.
right.
Oh wow! I don't recall it. I don't, but I'm glad. I'm glad that it helped you. But know that it was all you. You made the decision, and that's why it happened. But cheers to you. Love it, love it, love it. I'm glad I was of some assistance. It's beautiful.
But I think also, just not for me. Well, for me too, but just I think that people have to know themselves. You have to take the time to get to know and love yourself. And then that way you become more valuable to your partner, and that's both men and women. And like you say, be clear on what it is that you want, and and you, the two of you, make it up as you go along. That what works for you.
Yep.
And so, but other than that, for me, I just don't have any answers out. At this point, it's like whatever.
You
whatever.
are the answer. You can say I don't have any answers. You are the answer.
and like Latoxi said, and I'm not outside. Although I used to believe. I've had a lady that I used to hang with that said, God will slide you a partner through your mail slot. If you, like you say, if you make your decisions and decide. Men are not scarce.
No, they're not.
Absolutely not. Right, and they're global. That you don't have to necessarily have. I have some ladies that I know that are African, and they, they're so open. They date from all over the globe.
I'm right. I love it. All right.
And so I think that as Americans, we have to open ourselves up to that possibility too, because the possibilities are endless. And so just don't shortchange yourself. Like you say, sit down, make your decision about what you want, and know that you deserve it and that you can have it.
Right. And stop saying you don't have the answer.
Yeah, right. That's for y'all. That's for y'all. For myself, I really
like you just giving up, huh? You're like, it is what it is. You're funny. You're funny. You made me think of what Neville Goddard, his I forgot what I think it was from a Shakespeare play or something. Like you can tell 20 people what to do, but to take your own advice.
Right.
It's something like, right, you can tell everybody else what to do. But when it come to you and applying your own advice, nope.
Right. Well, they say you teach best what you need to know. How is it? Something like that. Yeah, you teach best what you need to know. So I'm a good teacher. Like I say, I give good advice, but for myself, I'm standing in the corner.
Like I'm taking my own advice.
Yeah, I'm just observing. As far as relationships go, I just don't anymore. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I think, I've been told I was too picky. I have a girlfriend say, "You so picky. Remember when such and such, blah, 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 blah." And now look at you. I'm like,
But that was only because you didn't believe you could have it. It had nothing to do with you being too picky. It was because you didn't believe that you could have the thing that you were asking for.
Right.
That's the only reason. That's it.
I didn't believe I could have
No one's too picky. Why do you have to settle and compromise? No one's too picky.
Right. And
that's not even a thing. What do you mean? So you're telling me I should compromise and settle just to not be lonely?
Right.
What? That's the option? No.
Yeah. Yes. And you're right. I did not believe that I could have what I wanted. I didn't. I didn't think I was worthy.
I love what Janae says. If you're not coming to the table with your wholeness, you're only attracting through similar psychological wounds. Like attracts like.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. I'm muting.
All right. Thank you as always. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Hello, the artist. Welcome. How are you?
Oh my God, I'm so good. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Yes. All is well. I heard us talking about relationships. I love me a little SP action.
Yes.
Let me read the prompt. Relationships, in order to find true love, you will have to let go of the hurt mentality and be honest with yourself. Now, I did have a question. What do you think about boundaries? Do you think boundaries are necessary, or are you limiting yourself?
I don't believe in boundaries, but people love them. Because for me, love is boundless. Love knows no boundaries. But if you feel like you need them, you got to safeguard yourself. Do you?
Okay. Second question I have is if a person shows up in a way in which you don't expect them to show up, or in a way in which you don't want a relationship to show up, what's the first step that you would advise someone? Is it self-concept? Is it rewriting? Or is it communication?
Well, it's self-concept, because
Okay.
you're putting the onus on the other person and not the onus on you. Because why do they need to be a certain way for you to be happy?
Because I see it so. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But here's the thing: if you were who you were, they would be who you are. Right? If you knew what you wanted wholeheartedly and knew that you could have it, they would show up and confirm that to you. They're only reflecting you. They're only reflecting what you believe is possible. So it's never, you're not
Okay.
seeing them. You're seeing your assumptions about the relationship that you believe you deserve.
Okay.
Right? So if you're saying, because we say one thing and then believe a totally different thing, right? So you may be coming into the dating, you know, with the premise that I know I deserve love. I know I'm worthy. I know I'm a great catch. You know, you have all the little things that you say that you have your little list put together. And then, but you, in the back of your mind, you truly don't believe that this is a possibility. And this is why I say you truly don't believe it. Because if you think something other than the thing you want can come before you, then you don't believe it. See, when I decided that I deserved a good man, there was no possibility that the wrong man was going to come into the chat.
Facts.
Because the switch had been flipped. That I knew what I wanted.
But you had already identified what a good man looked like for you.
Everybody can do that though. Because at first I had not identified it. It took me however long I was in my early 40s. But I'm gonna say 40, but of course not 40, because I was in dating since birth, right? So
I thought you was 29, I see. I ain't gonna lie.
But however long I had, been interested in boys, in the
Yeah.
when when you get seriously, right, when you get to the mindset, oh, I want to settle down, right? So we'll say 20 years it took me to figure out what it is I truly deserved and stop leading with insecurity and low self-esteem. And even though you think that you're being confident, right? You think that you're presenting in a certain way, within your heart of hearts that you really don't believe that that's possible for you. And you got to be honest with that. Like, what do you really think of? So when I say this, like, do an accounting of your beliefs surrounding relationships and those you entertain as someone that's going to be in your space as a partner, right? So you heard me say, well, I have to be honest and be like, well, actually, I don't think that men can be honest. I think that they look at relationships as a sport. They're trying to see how many women they could bed. And so they're going to tell me what I want to hear. And they're going to thrive off my insecurity. I have to be honest about that. Like, I saw men as being unemotional douchebags, for lack of a better word, right? Like, they didn't really have feelings. They're operating from a place of, like, we're the ones with all the emotions. We're the ones that cares too much. We're the ones that only want to be nurtured and treated a certain way. I had to totally now have the framework deconstruct, but that's not what I was saying. I wasn't using that term deconstruct. I was just like, man, I just started saying, well, if I'm the good woman, how can I not have why am I acting like I know every man? I had to say, actually, it's the man I'm choosing, not every man.
Yeah. Well, can I be a little bit vulnerable, and I'm gonna get off Beyonce's internet song, but I find myself, and I do apologize to anyone who is not an ally of the LGBTQIA community, but I find myself connecting with women who are not lesbian.
Okay.
And that's been an issue for me, because I don't understand why I'm running into people who aren't and a reflection of what I desire.
Okay.
And so it's kind of pushed me kind of,
They actually are They are actually a reflection of what you believe you can have. You're attracting uncommitted women because they are never going to give you a commitment.
Exactly. Non-commitment. You get what I'm saying?
That's what you believe.
But I think that belief came from me thinking, like I say, I'm a PK.
Okay.
So a part of me, if you get the correlation, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think that's
shame.
That's something that
you operating from shame. Yep, operating from shame, right?
Yeah. So it's giving me a chance to kind of step back a little bit and say, you know what? Now I have to rewrite it exactly the way. Not just rewrite it, but to do the emotional forgiveness, so that I begin to attract the type of, intimacy that makes most sense for what I desire, and not just what I'm used to, and what trauma has kind of subconsciously built within me.
Right. Because when we say rewrite, what does that mean when you say rewrite? Because I know people think it's just about writing it down. It's more than that, though.
No, I mean, I think it's me looking at the situation and instead of saying, well, I'm not accepted for who I am and boom, boom. It's me saying that I'm capable of having the type of connection, the relationships that really are in alignment with my desires. I attract women that are actually into women and not just young MA said the same. Exactly. Yeah. But I don't want that. See, young MA actually enjoys that. I don't enjoy that. But yeah, rewriting the script in a sense that, and I feel like when it comes to, our community, there's so many people that say, okay, well, a quote unquote stud or masculine presenting woman is supposed to be like the provider and super masculine. I'm everything but that.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I feel like when it comes to women that are attracted to me based off of the physicality, it doesn't translate the way they want it to. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh,
so they still have traditional, right? They have the traditional. And I'm like, they want the traditional relationship, right? Where they, even though you're both women, they want you to play the role of the masculine energy.
The masculine, absolutely. And that's what I feel like I've been drawn to.
Okay.
I don't want to be drawn to that. I want to be accepted because, that duality is real, and, when it comes to the alphabet community, we are a spectrum and there's no right or wrong way to be who you are. And I feel like going back into the closet to try to pretend like I'm something that I'm not is a little bit, it's traumatic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time, I don't want to blame them. I just want to attract the type of energies that, that receive me for who I am.
Right. The thing is that you got to take the focus off them. Your focus is still outward. Your focus has to be internal. So, like you said, you have to forgive. Yeah. You have to let go of the condemnation, right? The shame and guilt of being the being that you are, what you are attracted to, who you see yourself partnering with in this life, and know that you get to write the terms and conditions as far as the roles are in your relationship, right? Like, if you're truly looking for a partnership, right, then it's not it's not I'm taking care of you, we're taking care of one another, right? We're journeying on this life together as a partnership. The responsibility isn't solely on one or the other. But you get to define that. You get to say that. The thing is, you don't believe you can have it.
Well, the community is so taboo.
It's not about the community. It's not about the community. It's not about the community. You're making it about the community. This is about what you want in a relationship. That's it. It's what you as Torian, is it Torian?
Yes.
What you want. Leave everybody else out of your relationship and decide what you want. The moment you start listening to the noise, that's where the water's getting muddied. Because you're trying to satisfy the rest of the community, because the rest of the community thinks this. The rest of the community has put me in a box and said, well, because I'm presenting as a stud or masculine energy, I have to follow these set of rules. But you're like, but that's not who I am. I like presenting that way, but I want to be taken care of and wine and dine too. I want to dine you, you want to dine me. This is going to be, a mutual thing. But you have to decide that you can have that, though. You have to decide whatever concessions you want to make. Again, this is your story.
Yeah.
But what I'm hearing is that you don't fully believe in the story. That's why you're not getting the story.
Yeah.
Because you don't buy it. You don't buy it. It sounds good. Man, it'd be really nice if I could find a woman that really understood me and really saw me for who I am and really understood what I wanted in a relationship. Well, how's she gonna understand when you don't even understand?
We're speaking too many facts. I get that though. You're right. And I think that is something that we as a collective are learning, myself particularly. It's just that, it starts with us.
Yeah.
It always is us, our own, like we say, self-concept. So the work is really just being okay with the fact that I don't have to fit that box.
Yeah.
And I don't need to be validated for my desires and the things that I want to feel considered about. From what I'm hearing, I just need to give myself that. And I appreciate it. So
yeah. You got it. It's all, it's, again, I know it sounds like we're just saying like, you can have whatever you want, you can have, be, and do whatever you want. It sounds like a cliche or something like, is that really possible? But no, it's a thing. You actually can have the relationship you're desiring. You just have to, the work that has to be done is deconstructing the mindset you have to fit into a box. That's what has to be deconstructed. You have to deconstruct what yes, our community says this, but that's the same thing even in a heterosexual community, right? Most of the community believes that the man is responsible and the man's role is this, and then the woman's role is this. And if you're not living up to that standard of the roles, then you're out of order, right? You're out of line. You're not in alignment. But the more we tear down, because obviously patriarchy is a part of the LGBT of the alphabet community as well. Right?
Elemental P.
Yeah. Right. I'm just gonna say the alphabet because y'all got so many letters with that. I'm gonna say the alphabet community. No harm. No, No, but that seems like the patriarchy is there too.
Yeah.
Right? Because they still define who's going to be the masculine energy versus who gets to be the feminine energy.
Yeah. I just don't think it's fair.
No. Just like, men trying to tell women only, and here's the thing. I know too many men that just don't operate from that mindset, that only a woman is supposed to be cleaning the house, also working, and also taking care of the children. All the man got to do is go to work, come home, and then he just free to just lay around and drink beer and watch fights all. No.
Some amazing men that know how to throw down in the kitchen.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. That's gonna come home, that's gonna clean up, that's gonna do the laundry, that's also gonna do the yard work, is gonna take care of and the wife still doesn't work outside the home. And the man is still doing chores around the house, is not expecting his wife to pick up all of the slack just because she doesn't work outside the home. Because especially if you're a stay-at-home mom, right? Men understand that that's a lot of work too, being at home with the kids all day while you get to go get a break and be on a job for 8 hours or be away from the home from 8 to 10 hours. It's a lot of men that have, that emotional regularity going on, that they can see beyond what societal norms say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they care about it, because they actually like their wives.
And they care about the relationship.
Right, they actually like their wives. They actually love their family, and they know that it's going to take both of us to make this work, and this is not a one-sided relationship.
Facts, big facts. Big facts. All right, I appreciate this conversation because I would like LGBTQI element of TikTok is telling me I'm all the way out the norm. I was like, I'm about one more failed relationship away from doing what God told me to do. Okay? If I got one more in me, okay? Honey, this is not it. But you're right. You know, really being an example of what it looks like to love myself the way in which I want to be loved.
Yeah.
And be okay with seeing people from the lens of my desire and not otherwise. I get that for sure.
Yeah. You just whatever you got to do to convince yourself of this possibility. All right. And so when I recognized that there were, hindsight being 2020, I was taking steps because I was like reading books, and the books was helping me get clarity. Not that I was taking everything they said, but I was taking some things that resonated with me, right? Like they say, chew the meat, spit out of the bone, right? So I was doing that and I was being honest with myself about how I was viewing men, right? So you have to be honest with yourself. How have I been viewing the women that I've been dating? Like, what has been my expectations? What has been my quote unquote failures in what I believed was possible?
Well, the thing about it is, it will start off great. And then I'm going to just say I would sabotage it with past thoughts or thoughts that did not contribute to a healthy relationship, put it that way. And that's what I'm learning to, when I say rewrite the scripts. That's why I asked about the boundaries, because I'm like, do you set the boundary or do you actually rewrite the script as the experiences are unfolding?
Well, see, I could have self-sabotaged my marriage, but see, I was sabotage proof because I had actually been transformed. So what I mean by that is that the insecurity arose, but because the new dominant thought was that I had a good man, that trumped the insecurity that came up.
I got you. Yeah.
So now I'm sabotaged. Now I'm sabotage proof, right? Because I actually got because I had actually did the work mentally, even though the old state tried to come forth, right? The old state attempted to take the precedence, but because the identity that had already formed and believed that I was already with someone, he wasn't going nowhere.
Right. See, and I think the way in which I'm a little bit conflicted is the fact that because I created this experience, I don't know if I created the person itself or just the experience. And I think that's what I'm trying to differentiate. Because if this is just the person, then I think that maybe it's time to recreate what I desire. But if it's the experience, then I know, okay, cool, that's just the experience. But we can manipulate reality to make it, what it is that we desire. And that's kind of where I get caught up sometimes. It's like, did I manifest this person or did I manifest this experience?
Well, the person is just the assumption that allows the experience to play out. So they're not separate, right? Because the person that you're having this experience with is based on your assumptions about it. Had your assumptions been different, your experience would be different, regardless of the person. The person is just playing a role.
Damn. That's so. So that person can't change.
What is not the person? The only person that needs to change is you.
I can change and see a difference in the person.
Because the difference you'll be seeing is the difference in you. You keep making it about them when it's not about them. They just playing a role.
Look,
They just playing a character in your movie.
Look.
And you wrote the script
Look.
that this character should present themselves in this way. The moment you rewrite the script, the moment you rewrite the role, either they'll live up to the standard or someone else will come in and play that role, play that part.
Because I'm about to say, don't have me out here, girl, because I will. I'm going to get that X back, baby. Okay?
If you want them back, what's stopping you?
I don't like the experiences.
But who's causing it? But who's causing the experiences?
I see now that it was me.
I got you. Okay.
I got you. I got you.
There's no rules to this game of life other than belief. Belief is the only rule in this game.
Okay.
You get to have what you believe. You get to have what you say. If you can believe, all things are possible. So if you want to see yourself with this person in a new experience, it's up to you to rewrite the story. This your story. And you keep writing a story of a difficult experience, a hard relationship, a toxic reality. Like that's like, you love talk. You cannot be mad at the script, at the scene when you wrote the script. Like you getting mad at the scene when you wrote the script. Like what we doing? The scene is only taking place because of the person that wrote the script. Folks ain't ad-libbing. Ain't nobody ad-libbing in your script. No ad-libbing. They're playing it perfectly, just the way you wrote it.
My son is sitting. He said, no, I ain't doing all that.
My son said, no, I ain't doing all that. Next. That's what I'm saying. Some people just be like, next. I'm just going back to the drawing board. I'm not going, no backseas. Some people are like, no backseas. No backseas.
All right, we'll see.
But there's no right or wrong. It's whatever you're willing to do. It's whatever, because here's the thing. I mean, I understand you're not married, right? But say somebody that's married, right? And they know the person is a good provider, right? But maybe they just odds a lot, right? And then when you understand this truth, this science, that the only reason why you're at odds because you're at odds with yourself, because you're trying to manipulate another through controlling their behavior from the outside. Saying, well, if you just cleaned up more, if you just not, leave your stuff all over the place, if you would just call me for, like they're giving you these lists of things, that these boxes that their spouse has to check off, and all the spouse needs to do is do all these things, and then they'll be happy. But then as soon as the spouse does all the things, they move the goalposts. Well, you still not doing this. They find something else to be mad about because they're not mad at the person. They're mad at themselves, and it's just a deflection or a projection. You're not really mad at the spouse. You're mad that you can't control yourself. So what you trying to do? Control another. That's all that's happening. I can't control me, so let me figure out how I can control you. Let me nag you to death. Let me, just stop all my grievances. This is not about you. I'm just saying in general. But you're not even. I'm talking about spouses. I'm talking about married couples, and you.
Too much.
Not you, but I'm just saying. There's a lot of people, and I'm saying because I used to do it. I know. I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah.
I had to stop trying to be controlling. I used to try to control the situation. Well, and like, hold up. That's not the law says. You ain't got to do all that, Toyia. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Back up off them. Step off. And then you find out, I ain't have to do all that. Man, marriage is easy peasy, fresh and squeezy. Marriage is so easy. When you relinquish control and stop trying to control another's behavior, you see how beautiful relationships are. I don't care in what capacity they are. When you stop trying to control another person's behavior, that's when the true beauty of relationship can be expressed.
Okay. So it still goes back to be still and know that I am God.
Yeah. Enjoy the person. Stop trying to fix the person. People go into relationships trying to make people over. How that song go? Don't make me over now that I'll do anything for you.
I got got you. Got you. I got you. So just I'm gonna take some time though. I'm gonna take some time and get in that mode of appreciation for all of it because it's all bringing me back to what I want, which is marriage and a healthy marriage where I'm well loved, I'm considered, I'm all that,
Love it.
all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Yep.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Hi, I love you. I watch your videos all the time.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Glad to have you here. How are you doing?
Thank you. Good.
Good, good.
I just wanted to hop on and say that to you.
Oh, thank you.
But
Thank
I'm
you.
here. I'm here though.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. You
Appreciate
guys,
you.
it looks like you guys are talking about marriage.
Just relationships. I mean,
Oh,
it doesn't
relationships.
have to
Okay.
be marital talk, but just relationship talk.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you have anything to add?
No, because I just joined, so I haven't really been able to grasp the conversation.
I mean, well, you could just look here. I just say relationships. In order to find your true love, you'll have to. Oh, the little thank you, heart meat. Have to let go of the herd mentality and be honest with yourself. You don't believe you can have it.
What's the herd mentality?
Going by societal norms, letting society dictate to you how your relationship should go.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, people get into that whole man, you're wrong. Women are fighting men are fighting women, right?
Yes.
It's a battle of the sexes. That's the herd mentality.
Mhm.
You have to decide what regardless if it's marriage, business partner, whatever type of relationship it is, you get to write the terms and conditions. Your beliefs are shaping your reality.
Right. And that's with everything in life, though. I'm changing the way I'm switching up, because a lot of people just know what we're taught and we just take it and take that as the truth. And really, it's not. All of this stuff is made up mostly.
It's all made up.
It's all made up. And we just go about it like, the herd, like what is it, the cows in the herd or something,
Yeah,
We
sheep
take
led
it
to
as
the
truth.
slaughter. Yep, the sheep.
Yeah, we just take it as truth. And, it's like, I see that with everything in life now.
And so since it's made up, right, why don't you make up the type of relationship you want, right?
Make up my own rules.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And so once you can decide that you can have it, there's no limit.
Yes. So true.
Love it, love it. So Peep City, I'm streaming on YouTube as well. Said these types of prompts, the people are mad that they don't have anybody because they don't want to put effort into a relationship. Who is the people? You should only be speaking for yourself. Do you want to put the quote unquote effort that's necessary for the relationship? Because it's about accountability. It's never about the other person, what the other person is doing. It's about what you are doing, right? But that's what ends up happening in relationships. We point fingers at the other person and say, well, they're not living up to my standard. Are you living up to your standard? Woo! All right. Hello, Mr. Steven. Boy, you just keep outdoing yourself. $50 super chat. I gotta ring. Thank you, Mr. Steven Randall. I love it. Wrong one. Woohoo! Yes, you get 3 cheers for that. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, A-Town. Hey, Ray, all day. Yes, yes. So here's the thing with the relationships and why they are difficult for most people. People don't like accountability. They always want to put the blame and the responsibility of the relationship working and not working on the other person. But if everybody would take responsibility for how they're thinking and understanding that their thinking is creating the circumstances of their relationships, they would think differently, because that's all that would be required. If you thought differently about the relationship and you handled it with care, it would be different. It would be different. Handle with care. Care about what you're thinking. Care about what you're saying. Care about what you're doing. And then the relationship would be different. It would be amazing. Oh, you said you deserve so much more. Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
See, I care about how I move, but then I look at the person with a side eye, like, but you ain't doing that though. And I think that's the problem. Because I'll be like expecting me from another person. And then I get mad when I don't get it.
Interesting.
No. I know I'm a little toxic. I get it.
No. Because you said, okay, but that's what most people would say. I do too much and other person don't do enough. So that's what you're saying, right? I do the most and then they don't come up to the standard.
Yeah, absolutely. I do feel like that, but I think that's again the limiting belief. You get what I'm saying? Because I've expected that, I've expected that from my parents. I've expected it from past relationships. So of course I'm gonna continue to expect that. So now I just have to not expect it and rewrite it and reconsider that, you know what? Maybe I am worthy of someone that considers me, that shows up the way in which I would show up for myself, that loves me the way in which, I love myself, or that offers me the type of love that that I require in a relationship. So
But it's like, do you show up for yourself the way you show up for them? Because I noticed before I wasn't even showing up for myself the way that I was showing up for other people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you giving more of them to them than you giving to yourself.
Yeah, not the way I could. I should. Not the way I should. I was giving exactly. I was doing that. I was, but that's what happens. Like I was telling Auntie Toyia, a few months ago. Like I not to play victim or nothing like that, but that's just what it was. It was like, all right, cool. My parents didn't accept me. All of these things. I gave myself all these reasons why I should be the victim of a relationship. So because I gave myself all those reasons, like, well, my mama didn't accept me, my daddy didn't accept me, my people's put me out. Now I have to chase love. I have to just settle for whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't love me the way that I needed to love me. But now I'm at a position in my life where it's like I'm learning to self-soothe and self-love so that when someone shows up, if they're not loving me the way in which I love me or better, then now I know what love looks like, so that I'm not taking anything other than that. But also on the flip side of that.
Wait, so hold on. Let's stay there. So your love is validated by their treatment of you. That's what you're telling me?
It was, yeah.
Is it still?
I don't want to admit that.
That's the only way you have to be like the AA. You have to admit the problem in order to change the problem. But if you're going to skirt around it and you're not going to own up to what needs to be changed, it'll never be changed. So you have to admit that you're still seeking validation from the outer and you're not willing to take sole responsibility for the inner. That someone else not recognizing my value is really them showing me I don't recognize my value. They're mirroring me. They're confirming a belief system that I still hold about me. So it was never about them. They're the mirror. This is what I need you to truly understand. They're a mirror. When you're looking at a mirror, do you get mad at the reflection for what it's showing you? If you don't like it, you have to show what's being projected into the mirror that's reflecting back to you, right? You're causing the projection. You're causing the reflection, but then mad at the reflection. Like, why isn't the mirror smiling? I think you know why it's not smiling. You're really asking why isn't the mirror smiling? So it's the same thing. Why isn't the person being loving?
Well, I did get birth before Lano. I got BBL because just recently.
I have no idea what that is. What is birth before land?
So Neville Goddard says, when you know that you're starting to reach a destination in regards to your manifestation.
Neville Goddard never teaches signs. Never. Signs follow. They never proceed, says Neville Goddard.
Okay, well, maybe I'm.
That's something that someone made up to make you seek for signs. And guess what happens when you seek for signs? That's all you get are signs. When you seek for signs, you only get signs. You'll never get the manifestation.
Okay, let me land real
Okay.
quick.
Right. He said BB. A-Town laughing at you, BBL. What's up, BBL? That was funny. BB. Go ahead, girl.
You know what I'm saying? Look, all right, so I did get a little something. I got movement in my manifestation in regards to my self-concept, because just recently, after 25 years, let's just say, my mom, she, you know what I'm saying, she hit me up and she was like, let's sit down and let's talk or whatever. She was like, yo, I love you for who you are. And she just really fed into me and like really gave me like the thing that I thought that she would say in regards to me being like accepted, loved, valued for who I am, regardless of, my preferences and all of that. Like, she gave it to me. She gave me that, right? And that was just less than a month ago. So although I know we don't need to seek validation, I did get that, right? So when you ask me, am I still seeking validation? That's why I say I didn't want to respond, because it's like, I got it. You get what I'm saying? Like, but
you didn't get validation, you got confirmation. You have to learn the difference. You didn't get validation, you got confirmation. Well, I am Janae says, how can you recognize unconditional love if you don't give it to yourself? You'll have no reference point. And this is what we mean by unconditional love. Are you doing all of these things just to see what other people if they will reciprocate it? Or are you truly coming from a pure place where you're doing it and they never have to reciprocate it to you? That's unconditional love. When you're coming from a pure place and you don't need the love that you're pouring out to another, that the love that you get back has to come specifically from that person.
So I did the work first, and that's when I got it from my mom. So I did the self-concept work where I started really, really loving on me, regardless of what anybody thought. I just literally was like, I don't care no more what anybody thinks. I'm gonna love me unconditionally. And then my mom did what she did and said what she said, right? So now I got it from my mom. That was the first. Now I'm in a dating mode, and I'm trying to keep that energy, the same. In regards to like, all right, I love me no matter what. I'm here for me. I'm showing up for me.
So now you're calling. Now you're turning confirmation to validation, because you got confirmed of the work that you did. Now you're looking for something external to validate what you already did internally. You don't have to look for it. It's going to show up naturally, automatically. So when you know it, you don't have to seek for it. This is those who seek after love. The loveless never find love. Never. If you have to seek for it, that means you don't have it. So you don't search for something you already possess.
Okay, I got that. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Oh, bye. Bye. I love it. Is it TT? Child of God?
Oh, can I chime in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
About what you just said. I noticed too, before I did some healing or whatever, or after I did a little healing, a lot of healing, I noticed, because I was so unhealed and so, programmed and, all that stuff, that I actually thought I was really giving because I loved these people and because I was nice but really it was a selfish giving that I was doing just so they could love me. Yeah. Because I didn't love myself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was selfish. It wasn't unconditional love. And I'm just so nice and I just have a great heart, which I do. Mm-hmm. But because I didn't love myself at all, it was because it was doing it so that they could love me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's a real thing. And I really had to open my eyes to that. Like that's what I've been doing all my life.
Yeah.
So
And you
yeah.
thought it was love, right?
Yeah, I thought it was love, and I am a giving person, but when it comes to those relationships, it was just like, you
Right,
just want
because
that
here's the
person to
thing,
love you.
right? Pure love requires no reciprocity, right?
Mhm.
I'm doing it freely from my heart.
Yeah.
So then there's no condition to that.
Right.
The moment it becomes conditional, that's not love.
Mhm.
That's manipulation and control. You're trying to control another's behavior by saying, look what I did for you. Look what I did for you. Can't you see how much I poured into you? Can't you see how much I gave you? Can't you see, right? You're doing all of
Mhm.
this trying to get them to see you, to love you. And they're
Yeah, and
just,
then I used to say,
go ahead.
I used to say, well, I'm not judgmental. Like when people do stuff, like do stuff. I'm not judgmental. Oh, everybody, blah blah blah. No, you just don't love. I just didn't love myself to have boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to be judgmental. You know what I'm saying? In
Mm-hmm.
order to have boundaries for yourself, you just don't. I just didn't have boundaries. So it's like you have to look at yourself and see. What excuses are you making? And what your motives are, like deep down, you know, to kind of heal. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. But I appreciate you letting me come
Oh,
on, and you're
definitely.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful. And thank you for joining. Appreciate
All
your
right, y'all have
input.
a good
Okay,
evening.
you too. Bye
Okay,
bye.
bye bye.
Yeah. like I am Janae says on YouTube, conditional love becomes transactional. Love is not transactional as much as the world would try to tell us it is. The world tells us that love is conditional, that it's transactional. And we learned this first through religion, right? Religion has made love conditional, right? In order for you to be loved or to be seen as one of God's children, you have to what? Do these certain things, right? You have to do these, right? You have to accept the crucifixion. You have to, you know, do keep these certain rules, right? You have to do all these things. And they try to convince us that it's unconditional, but it's very transactional. Because unless you accept the terms and conditions, you are none of his, right? You are deemed not a child of God, right? If you don't accept these list of terms and conditions, if you don't accept the death on the cross, right? If you don't, then that's very transactional. That's very conditional. And so that's how a lot of us were trained when it came to relationships. Relationships was always one way. It was not a two-way street, it was a one-way street. It was always one-sided. It was almost how can I give more? How can I give more? How can I give more? And you're depleting yourself looking for someone to love you based on how much you're doing for them. Look how much I'm doing for you. I just keep giving. I just keep giving and just keep giving and just never get anything back in return. Go ahead, the artist.
Oh no, I didn't have nothing to say. I just wanted to stay on the panel.
Oh, okay. Appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, validate. That's why you have to Arlene says to be validated is hard with family. Yeah, that's why we have to reconstruct or deconstruct from that frame, that mindset that says that we should even be seeking validation. And that's necessary to say that even it's not about right or wrong when it comes to validation, right? It comes from, is that where you're getting your worth from? Is your worth coming from this validation? So if people never validate you, if people never see you, if people never, congratulate you, or if they never reciprocate the thing that you're doing, do you see that you're devalued now as a result of that? That's where you have to change. You have to reconfigure or transfigure your mind. To stop thinking that your value is placed on what you're doing. Your value is based on who you're being. It's who am I, not what I do. But we know in this culture, value comes from what you do, not from who you are, right? It comes from, well, how big is your bank account? What kind of friends do you have? How much education do you have? What kind of talent or gift do you have? Like, you alone, according to society, is not enough. Your value is placed on the things that you have. And you have to understand, if I never had a penny, I'm worth more than gold. I'm worth more than any money can buy. That I am priceless. That I am valuable beyond any currency known to man. Like, you have to know that your value is not placed on societal norms. Yeah, so your self-concept that's all you have, really. Ooh, identity and purpose. I love that. Who told you that you were naked? Who told you were nothing? Who told you didn't have anything? Who told you that? Who said that in my Portia voice? Who said that? Girl, you did. You did. You said that. So who do you say that I am? Because it's who do you say that I am? Not what the world says. Remember, Christ, that's the Christ. I'm always going to bring it back to scripture. The Christ asked two questions. First, he said, who do they say that I am? Oh, well, they're saying this about you, and they're saying you're this person, and you're saying that you're that person. Then he said, well, who do you say that I am? And that's what you need to ask yourself. What is the world saying about me? And then, most importantly, what am I saying about me? Because that's all that matters, as Kevin just said. What do I say about me? Because that's is what I'm imagining about me. That's all that matters. It trumps knowledge tenfold. What you think you know. Because what you think you know, when you can imagine a thing to be, it will be. Whatever you can imagine it to be, it will be. So what are you imagining about relationships? Because that's what they will be. That's why you hear, say that you don't get what you want, you get who you are. You get, and I'm going to take it a step further. You get what you believe you can have. That's what you get. You get what you believe you can have. Most people don't realize they only believe that marriage or relationships are supposed to be a struggle. They really believe it has to be hard. It has to be difficult. That you're going to have your ups and your downs. You're going to have your difficulties. You're going to have your mountains to climb. Everything, life is going to be a struggle. You have to compromise. You have to sacrifice. Don't you know you have to strive? Like Michelle Obama said, you may be in a marriage 10 years and don't even like the person for 10 years. What the hell? You're telling me I got to be miserable for 10 years? Are you serious? I would not get married if you told me I would have to be not liking my spouse for 10 years. Talking about Tyler Perry, why did I get married? Like, what the hell? I would definitely be like, what the hell? What? 10 years? Hello, Marcinda.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. So
Amazing.
I wanted to touch on something real quick. It was a few things I wanted to touch on, but we just talked about the marriage part, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of my life, I don't remember ever wanting to be married, right? Since I was a little girl. I don't remember ever having that desire. And I'm 49 now. And since I've been connected with you, and I had to think about some things, and I was talking to a friend, and when I said this is when I realized what it was. I've never seen healthy marriages, right? So it always gave me this disdain for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of women close to me that's married, but they have been through it. You hear me? They took them through there, and I'm like, I don't want to be taken through there to be married, right? But now that my views have changed about it, now I have the desire. Yes. And I'm like, dang, Marcinda, you're about to be 50. You want to get married now? So. And I'm like, but yeah, because now I know it don't have to be hard. I don't have to struggle. You know what I mean? Now that my belief has changed, it really don't matter what I've seen to me anymore. It used to matter what I've seen around me. And I'm like, nah, y'all can have that, right? But now it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, now that my views have changed, I'm like, yeah, now I want it. You know, it ain't even about the ring, the wedding, because I still don't want a wedding or anything like that, right? It's about the connection. Yeah. And having a person. So yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick. So when you just said what you said, and I remember Michelle Obama saying that, I'm like, this is sad. And that's what I seen.
That's what I said. I was like, what the devil is going on here? Like, it's like they set you up to make you believe in struggle love.
Yes.
What's that thing? My daughter, my oldest daughter, she used to listen to that Mary J. Blige song. We be fighting, we be fussing like it's over.
Right.
What's that? Hood love? The hood love. Like this ain't love if we ain't fighting. This ain't love if we not going to hell and then we gotta go make up in the bedroom.
Right. Don't want it. Don't want it, honey.
Man, that because I remember, I don't know if you remember when Fantasia, I think Fantasia and even, who else was it? When they were telling, you know, they sing all those sad songs, right? And she was saying that she had to let go of those songs to say, if you truly want a good marriage, if you truly want a solid relationship, you can't sing those songs.
Yeah.
You can't identify with those type of relationships.
Yeah.
Because we understand the power of thought, the power of words, and you're singing words about difficulties in relationships and then wonder why you're having difficulties in relationships.
Right. And it's so crazy that you mentioned Fantasia because I think she has an amazing voice. I love her voice, but for some reason I never resonated with her songs. And she came here to my town, and I'm like, I want to go see her, but I'll be just standing here because I don't know many of her songs because I don't resonate with the type of. And then she had an interview where she was like, yeah, because the man got to leave. You talking about somebody really was done with her. I said, yeah, she got to go. But I think she has an amazing voice, and I know she's a great performer, right? So I'm like, I wanted to go see her, but like I said, I just didn't resonate with her.
Yeah, of course, she come with that church mindset, right? It's that whole... You know, that the woman, you know, they love Paul when it comes to that. Paul really messed some folks up because they didn't understand he's talking about the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. The subconscious mind always submits. That's the wife. Always submits to the masculine. This feminine energy always submits to the masculine energy. Yeah. It's always going. It's the receiver. It's going to take what you say and it's going to bring it forth into your reality. Yeah. And it's just like, man, to make us think that the man has to rule with an iron stick, right? You have to carry a big stick. And you know, and folks just thought that they just had to suffer through life, right? Another conditioning of religion, making you think you have to suffer for God. Yeah. It's like suffering, everything is a suffering. The suffering servant. And it is just like, no, that's not the life more abundant. That's not the fullness of joy. Where are those things being fulfilled if I'm suffering through life? Suffering and joy are not synonymous. Right. They oppose one another. Right. But they try to convince you that you should find joy in suffering. What the hell? Man, that's when what's his name? Malcolm X. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Right. We're not like we were so. I know. Man, and we bought it hook, line, and sinker. We just bought this whole life of that you got to just suffer through it, that life just has to be hard and difficult, and then now because we're in the age of, of information now, and now you're hearing a lot of these celebrities come out and they're like, and those that understood the laws of mind and like, no, I love listening to Felicia Rashad now, right?
Oh, love her.
Oh my goodness. And she's talking about the mind, and she's like, get away from those people that tell you life's supposed to be hard. She said, I could have lived in any age, and I still would have been successful. Yes. That's what I'm talking about, right?
Right.
Like them the elders we need to be listening to. Just because you old don't make you an elder. Don't mean you got wisdom. You gotta be selective with that too.
When they say that about aging and wisdom, I be like, can y'all stop saying that too? Because that is not true. There are plenty of old fools out here. Don't we know that? Don't we hear them every day?
Lord. People just having a Groundhog Day. They've been having a Groundhog Day for 45 years, 50 years, 80 years. They've been living a Groundhog Day. They've been spending the same shit, different day. But it's the same day. They've been living the same life. Ain't ish changed.
Right.
Like, you hear Reverend Ike say, be careful about when you go around your relatives. Because they get to talking about the past, right? I remember when these woe was me and these lack mentality conversations and the suffering and, remember we had to eat sugar sandwiches and mayonnaise sandwiches. They serve sandwiches. You're just like, what the fuck? No, I don't. And I wish you would start remembering it too. Could you let it go? Loosen, let it go.
No, and you know what? I'm so what word can I say? I'm learning with that too, because I just had a death in the family, and we were all together, and I do still have cousins that talk about that, and sometimes I'll get roped into it. Yeah, I do remember when we was eating sugar sandwich, right? I'll get into it sometimes too, and I'd be like, Mercy, you know better. Come on, just walk out the room, girl. You know better. It can be so difficult.
Man, it just come in so sly, right? That's what they say, that devil so sly, that daughter. So slick. And before you know it, you in that conversation. You like, how did they get me in there?
Right. Do you know I had a friend? She was dating one of my cousins, and she said, yeah, he told me that he can't eat this cereal, Honey Smacks, because it remind him of y'all childhood because y'all had roaches and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, okay, I'm 49. He's a couple years older than me. And I'm like, to think that some of my family is still stuck in that. And we were 6 and 7 and 8. And in relationships, he talking about it. And so imagine how it's affecting his life, those things. Like, I'm just like, I felt sorry for him, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. I'm like, dang, because you over 50 now and you're still talking about that. And that's still traumatizing you.
Yep.
You know?
And they're like the old days. And what's good about that?
Yeah. Right. Right.
Other than maybe you were more connected, but you were connected on something that wasn't like
trauma.
Trauma bonding. Trauma. Right. Bonding and scarcity and lack mentality.
Yep.
And the fact that you never came out of that mindset.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's why you just gotta you really have to like change the perspective and then lift them out of their own consciousness. Not that you tell them, but you just see them differently. Like, they're going to get it. They're going to eventually get it. That's about the only prayer you can really have is like, they're going to get the enlightenment, that light, that spark within them that is tugging on their hearts, just trying to wake them up, that's prodding them to wake up. They're going to finally wake up. They're going to get it.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to stay up on the panel. I'm going to let the next person go. Thank you, honey.
Yes, appreciate you. Thank you. Yes. So Janae says, when we were kids and nobody ever taught us we were special and worthy, you don't just grow that belief from nothing. So because you don't know, you accept others' opinions and criticisms and truth. Yep. But I think if you didn't have this world always telling you what you weren't, I think we innately knew what we were. But if you have a world programming you into nothingness, into less than, right, and always reminding you of your depravity and your, and giving you this message of separation and exclusion and, hardship and control and manipulation. I believe you just left children alone and don't try to program them or indoctrinate them, they would come to the realization of who they truly were. Hello, Identity and Purpose. Welcome. How are you? Right. Tell me, born and seen.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing amazing. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm grateful. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I did want to, real quick, with the ladies, I wanted to share this with y'all real quick. Y'all know they, for spirituality, religion, whatever you want to call it, they often say that the woman is the reason that the man failed, right?
Right.
Okay. Right. Now, but I'm here to tell y'all that's not true. And this is why all the trickling comes down. Just to share real quick. If we when we read the book, if we think about it, when Eve gave to Adam that supposedly fruit or apple, this information, sin wasn't even considered in the world yet. So when she gave out of love. He received out of love. It wasn't a thinking thing where, oh, don't supposed to be doing this. So it was just automatic. And I want to share that because that plays a part to me from what I've observed with women and men having this bond, this relationship that they're looking for. Mm. Once she understands and they understand that was an act of love, then love will be there. If that makes sense.
Okay. So is the love coming from without or is it coming from within?
It's coming from within. Love is love. We just love it automatically. Right. I often look at YouTube videos, right? Mm-hmm. The creation of a baby. If you look at it, that's the creation of life. It's life itself. You got to ask yourself, that wisdom itself, what started where the egg was introduced to the sperm and the sperm was into the process. So that's love in itself. That whole connection, the whole interaction, the whole orchestration, however you internal. So it's internal. We're born here.
Right. I agree. Life itself is an act of love. Love is all there is. Fear is the illusion. Fear is the deception. Yep. Yep. Yeah. So, and we know Eve, there were no two people in the garden. Like we all know that. We know that the Bible's an allegory. There was no woman given some man. It doesn't even say apple. We just decided it was an apple, but it just says fruit, right?
Everybody had a twos and froos about what it is, what it could be. Mm-hmm. We all got a piece of something that will help somebody else. Okay, you know what? I can use that. Mm-hmm. If he said, because to me, that's what the Bible is, or any other religious book. It's a form of creation, way of expressing it to us for us to understand it the better way we can. So if it's Muslims, it's a person that know Hebrew or maybe know what is it?
Wait, hold on. Can you please stay muted? Please stay muted. If you can't stay muted, I'll just have to drop you. Make sure you stay muted while you're on the panel until I get to you. Thank you. Go ahead. Identity and purpose.
Okay, so like what they call it, Islamic, Arabic. Mm-hmm. Arabic does exist. It's real. It's true, but it's for the people who better understand how to communicate with God or get to know God through Arabic. Okay. And this thing with when I be hearing people go, talk about the Bible, the book is real. But if you don't know how to read the book, you can't see it. Like you say, manifestation. You see the manifestation parts of it. Okay. So yeah, I kind of get winged there, so I have to. But it's real. A lot of things you say as far as the manifestation that a lot of people say, but when I hear it from you, manifestation is the key to unlocking the door. And if when the Bible is saying, I don't quote it well, it says, when 3 or 4 are in my name, therefore I am in the midst. If we speaking on the same thing, therefore it has to come into play. But the confusion part is when it has us acting as though when we were building the tower with God. The reason I say we were building the tower with God because how it was brought to me as a download, when it was a group of individuals who were working together. The idea of reaching, trying to reach to God is just another form of it saying reaching a certain height. We were all collectively reaching a certain height in life. And somebody came and whispered in one of our ears or all of our ears and had us thinking things different. That's when you get something I can do about my motherfucker.
Interesting. So I see the building, the brick and mortar, right? That's what they were doing, right? They were using matter. When you can't reach God through matter, you reach God through spirit. Right? Because what flesh and blood, right, flesh and blood shall not enter the kingdom, right? You only enter the kingdom through the spirit from within, not from without. So when you were building from without, using physical things, trying to obtain knowledge, that's when you got confused, dazed and confused. It's an inside job. It was never an outside job. It's as within, so without. Yeah. And so for me, it's not about a collective thing. This is a one-player game. When it says, when 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst of them. The 2 or 3 is me, myself, and I. And the midst is within me. And the nature, the name is nature of the thing desired. So I don't need any man to do anything. Because no man can do anything. Myself, Toyia, can do nothing. But the Spirit, the Father, it does it all. It does the work. I'm just supposed to sit still and know. And let it all come into fruition. Let it manifest on its own because it will. Most of us don't believe that. Most of us think we have to help the Spirit to manifest. Nope. The Spirit said, I got it. It said, the Father works and I too work. So which means I only can do what I see the Father, the Spirit within me doing. And that's an automatic thing. You ain't even got to think about it. You're going to be compelled to act based on who you say that I am. So when you say that I am abundant, I am prosperous, I am wealthy, and you truly embody that state and know this, you're going to be still and know this to be true, then you're going to get ideas of wealth. However that idea of wealth come from, it may come from getting numbers to a lottery ticket. It may come from getting $1 billion idea. You may produce an app. You may become an entrepreneur. However, I don't know how the money's going to come, how much you believe you have the capacity to hold. And then the Spirit is always going to multiply whatever you believe your capacity is. But the thing is, you have to believe in this capacity. You have to believe in this possibility. And then let the Spirit do the work.
Understood.
But we think we're human doings. We're spiritual beings. Be still and know. Not do and know. Be still and know.
Understood. I agree.
The Spirit just say, what do you want me to do for you? That's the Christ said. What do you have of me? What you want me to do for you? Do you think I can do it? Yes. Okay. Arise. Arise in consciousness. Arise in knowing. Yep. Oh, thank you, Martin Harper. Thank you. Another super chat, $5. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so when we just here's the thing. This is what the Spirit is just waiting for. This is what the Spirit is waiting on, for you to make a decision. That's it. Like one of the ladies, I think she probably she's left the chat now. She was saying that a decision is a portal. Because when you make a decision, life just opens up. Or the way just opens up. The reason why the way hasn't been shown to you or it hasn't opened up is because you have not made a decision. And this is how you know you made a decision, when there are no plan Bs. There are no other options. You're not thinking of the possibility of it not happening. Your mind is only on the possibility that it's in the knowing that it's already done. That's how you know you made a decision. But if you're still contemplating the possibility of it's not taking place or you're not getting the thing that you want, that's how you know you haven't made a decision. You get everything you believe you can have. The law never fails. It never fails. It will always give you what you believe you can have. Now you just have to be honest with yourself. What do you believe you can have? Because be not deceived. Oh, God is not mocked. Whatever you sow, you reap. So you can fool us with, I believe and I see it. Oh, really? We'll see it because we're going to know you by your fruit. Your fruit going to be available for all of us to see. So you can talk a good game. You can give appearances of something. And we are always, for whatever reason, being taken by appearances. We so busy looking at what somebody else got going on, which is none of our business. How someone else is living this life is really none of our business. How somebody else's relationship is, how much money someone has, what kind of car they drive, what house they live in is really none of our business. You just need to decide what kind of car you want to drive, what kind of house you want to live in, what type of money you want in the bank, how much money you want in the bank. That's all you should care about. But anyone can come along and convince you that I made $1 million in 5 months. Buy my e-course so I can show you how I did it. That right there should be like the ultimate red flag. You finna sell me a course on how you made $1 million in 5 months? How about I'm gonna end up being the course that helped you get your $1 million? Like how about I'm gonna be the one that helped you get the $1 million? How about that? Because we think it's a shortcut to success, and it's not. There's not a shortcut to anything in this life. The shortcut to life, the quickest pathway to your desire is decision. Just decide that you have it and you will be. That's it. You don't need another man. The script told you this. Why are you putting your trust in man whose breath is in his nostrils? But we trust man all the time. Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm clear. You're not talking about, you're not asking me that, are you?
No, I'm saying that's what the script says.
Oh, okay.
I'm quoting the script.
Okay.
Because a lot of people put their trust in people, right? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Can you lead me? Can you tell me? What should I do? What should I do? Oh, you get that? Tell me what you did. Tell me what you did. The spirit is not a one-trick pony. It has infinite ways. And its ways are past finding out. You're just supposed to be still and know. Not be concerned with the how. But people want to know how, so those who will sell you a how will get rich off of you, thinking they know the how to your success. People selling hows left, right, and center.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
I notice with a lot of pastors, it seems like people are more focused on explaining what people are doing versus, like you saying, why we're worried about it. Like you explaining something to me, and I do hear you at the same time giving me what you call instruction, like maybe not me, but just saying it as if it's letting people know, like, hey, this is how you do that, this is how you do that. But I guess the part where you like, when people like that, what they doing and what they're not doing, in my mind, I guess that ain't important. Again, that's part of the, what you call it, that's part of the misdirection a little bit. Not to say you're doing it. It's more like, okay, I guess for me, my word, I'm listening for words more like and that may be expectation too, because I just basically looking at you, it comes from you. More so I ain't thinking about what they not thinking or what they doing. I'm more focused on, okay, the manifestation and steps. Not to say that I'm looking at it, but that's when I hear anybody talk about it. And I guess I was just asking, are you, because it seems like you're saying a lot about people ain't doing this or people doing that.
Oh, no, I'm giving examples of how people put their trust in others.
Yeah, man.
And then reminding people, just put your trust in your decision.
Yes.
That's it. That's it. Put your trust in your decision, and you don't need to do nothing else. But I get you. I get what you're saying. Yeah. When the focus, appears to be on others, but there is no other. Right?
Right.
Because the whole point of the Bible is about awareness, right?
Yes.
Wisdom.
Well,
Wisdom, discernment, awareness of who you are, discernment of who you are, and discernment of, what things appear to be, and not to be deceived by appearances. Because never once did I say to believe anything I said.
I know. I said,
I never once said trust me.
Right.
I never once said believe me. I said believe in you, decide for you.
Right.
Be still and know.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah, you'll never hear me say, "Oh, just do what I say." Nope. I'll say I suggest, I'll give you my perspective. Do what you will with it. I know what worked for me. And what I do know, the law is tried and true. And regardless if you want to admit to it or not, you always get what you believe.
That is so true.
Everything in your life is responding to your beliefs.
Yeah.
Whether you believe you could or you believe you couldn't, you were right. You were right. Yep, people don't trust themselves. And so we have another guest on the panel. Appreciate you, Identity and Purpose. I'm going to go to...
No problem. Thank you, too.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Flex, welcome. You can unmute.
Hey, happy almost Friday. How's everyone doing today?
Oh, doing great. How are you doing?
Every day is made for love. How's life treating you on planet Earth where you are?
Oh, amazing. Great. No complaints.
I'm with you. So I came up because I was a little bit confused by the prompt, and I just wanted to get a clarification so that I can understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So are you basically stating that we shouldn't put our faith in each other, but we should put it into a higher power, so to speak?
You should put your faith in yourself.
Okay. But what if there's something that I want to accomplish, but I may not necessarily know how to do it? Then I would need assistance from someone who does have that skill or expertise in. Then that means I would have to find another person, so to speak, correct?
Well, if another person is necessary to bring about your desire, they will come to you.
Not so much the desire, but let's just say, in a hypothetical scenario, let's say I want a mansion,
Mm-hmm.
but I may not know how to go about the process of getting a mansion. Then I would have to find a realtor, correct?
Not necessarily. That's a way. But you could just assume that you have the mansion, and then the how, which is what most human beings get caught up on. They get caught up in the how, when the how is not your work. Your work is just to believe that you have the mansion. Then the way that the mansion will come to you will be made known to you. So it could. So here's a hypothetical. With your hypothetical, wanting a mansion, right? You could just be in a grocery store, and you strike up a conversation with the person behind you or in front of you, and you get to talking about, and you get to talking about homes and houses,
right?
And then he could be like, you know what? I'm a realtor. I got a place that's on the market, and saying that you're ready to get it. Here's my information. Call me. We can set up an appointment. Did you have to go anywhere and do anything to make that happen? Other than be right where you were naturally?
But I get what you're saying, but I'm still dealing with another human being.
Yeah, no one's saying it won't happen in a natural, normal way. I'm not saying that a house is going to drop out of the sky.
Right.
So
at some point, we do have to have some sort of communication and faith in another human to bring about the said desire of a particular person, right?
Where you're putting the faith in that person, and I'm saying that the person showing up, you didn't know who the person is going to be, so how could you put your faith in that person when you didn't even know who the person is going to be? So then that means your faith could not have been in that person. Your faith was in the knowing that you could have the mansion, and the person was just a way for that to come.
I get what you're saying. I'm cool with that part, but it still takes another. There has to be some sort of communication with another individual. It's not like I'm gonna be in line and then strike up a conversation with another person in the checkout, and they say that I have a mansion and I'm in the market to buy right now. I still have to trust that this individual that I'm dealing with is above board. You see what I'm saying?
But aren't you trusting in your discernment, right? It's you that you're trusting, right? You're trusting yourself to make the right decision to work with this person, right? It's still ultimately you're making the choice. So the faith is still in yourself, in your ability to make this move, to agree to go with this person. That's still
right, but I'm still dealing with my point is that I feel like we still have to have open lines of communication with other human beings, because that's
no one's disagreeing with that. I agree with you. Yes, it's good. Yes, you're going to be involved with other humans. You live on a world of humans. Yes.
Right.
But that doesn't mean I put my faith and trust in something outside of me. I'm understanding that they are me, that the human beings that's coming to play a part in this whole hypothetical situation, I drew them. They didn't come to me all on their own. They came to me because I made a decision to have a mansion. And so the wheels had to get the turning. My world, my reality had to reconfigure and shapeshift itself to bring about the desire for the mansion. Things had to happen. Circumstances had to take place. I'm not denying that.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna mute up and try to listen a little bit more if that's okay.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Yes. So are you familiar with manifestation, or people talking about manifestation? Is this concept new to you?
I mean, I've heard the concept before. I'm 56 and I'm in California, so I get what you're saying. It's just that I have faith in humanity, meaning that all that in my world, this is just for me. In my world, all that there ever has been is people on this planet.
Right.
Now we could get into debates over the spiritual consciousness of things, and I understand you have some for, some against. I got that, but for me, I look at it that as a case where we have to be a little bit more engaging with one another, but we just have to be a little bit more specific about what type of human we deal with. We don't want to deal with con artists and people who are going to lie and steal, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
On the flip side of the coin, we still can't negate those who are above board because of the few that aren't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I still feel that we have to, because I may have the desire and want to have a particular mansion or a mansion period, but I may not know what is the paperwork. Where do I have to go? What steps I would have to do? I would have to have someone who has the wisdom that I don't possess to guide me in the right direction. And I don't think that we can just put everything into a magical construct of what we call God. I think we have to deal with humans on an intellectual level, if that makes sense.
Yes, but where did I say that it was magical?
You didn't. I was just trying to get
like I never said anything about magic or right. Okay.
I wanted to understand and get a clarity, not to be argumentative and say that I'm right and you're wrong and do that nonsense back and forth. I'm not into that. I was just trying to simply understand your point of view, not be in conflict with it just for the sake of.
Yeah, I got you. So yes, I believe everything on this world, what we call the third dimensional plane, happens in a natural, normal way. You do have spiritual and religious minded people that want magic tricks, right? They literally think money is going to rain from heaven, or that manna is going to fall from the sky. No. It takes people to bring forth whatever it is you're desiring. Like you said, if you don't know it, somebody does know it. Someone did go, right? But thing is that you're saying, well, I would need a realtor. Not necessarily. The person in line could end up being the homeowner of the mansion and wants to directly sell it to you. And then they'll get their lawyers to draw up the information, or they'll talk to the real estate agent, where you would have to do little or nothing but just show up and sign on a dotted line and present the check. Or they may just give it to you. It's infinite ways in where you can get this mansion. There's not just one way. And so that's what we talk about. We talk about not limiting the way, being open to infinite possibilities. That there's infinite ways for you to get your mansion. Not just, I only can get it this way. I got to go get a real estate agent and they got to go show me a bunch of houses. And then I get to decide which house I want based on my income. Because do you believe that people could get a mansion and not have any money? Do you believe that's a possibility? Do you see that is that being a way, or the only way someone can get a mansion is they have to have a certain amount of money in the bank at this moment right now?
Yeah, I agree with you that there's many different ways of doing it. I think it first starts with the individual start of, a person has to know what they want. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said with the mansion thing, I have to be able to first plant the seed of what it is that I want or think I may want first. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not going to just walk up to somebody and say, you know what, I have a mansion, you want to get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It has to be some form of starting point based upon who's trying to receive something. You know what I mean? If I'm in the market of trying to receive a mansion, then that thought has to be alive in my mind before it can come to fruition. I get that part.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to clarify for my, because of your prompt, is trying to say, okay, do we ask for a magical being to give it to us, or do we go down the road of engaging with other humans, but being discerning in that engagement? Because you don't want to talk to 100 people if you ain't got to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You want the right one at the right time. It's kind of like that old saying, being at the right place at the right time. And that's what I try to master every day,
Mm-hmm.
is being at the right place at the right time.
Yep. So we're basically saying the same thing. You probably just wouldn't call it manifestation. Yes. I don't think it's some magical being in the sky deciding who gets to be blessed and who doesn't get to be blessed. I agree with you that at first it has to be a decision held in your mind that this is a possibility, that I can see myself having the thing I desire.
Right, I got you. I understand. I didn't mean to cause any confusion.
Oh no. You got it. You got it. You got it. Thing is, that probably only difference is that I wouldn't spend so much time on trying to work out the how it will come. That I would trust the process, that whatever I need to know will be made known to me. That I'm going to trust the unknown.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all manifestation is, because the world is a manifestation. Manifestation only means making something that was not seen. And what's not seen? Your thought, your desire. It has yet to come to visibility or to fruition. Right? That's all that's happening. You have a desire, you have an aim, you have a goal in life, and at this moment, it's not a reality in physical form, but it is a reality. So we would say it is a reality in the spiritual realm, in the thought realm, right? We use different words, so usually we're talking about the same thing, but we may use different terminology, right? So what man calls God, I call mind. God and mind are the same to me, because the things happen in this world because the mind of man decides that it does. And if the mind of man didn't decide a thing could happen, then it wouldn't. Those things we have control over, right? And even they say we have control over even the different what they call it, the like earthly phenomenon, like, hurricanes and typhoons and earthquakes. They say that the mind, when it's full of confusion and it's full of distress and fear, we can make those things, can make the world around us, seem like it's going to oppose us or attack us in some kind of way. But that's because the mind is all confused, and you have fear that's strong throughout the land. And so when you have fear that's strong enough across the land, the earth trembles, and then it vomits upon itself. So it can be in the form of a hurricane, a volcano eruption, a typhoon, whatever. We have these extreme weather conditions happening. Some people believe that, some people don't, right? So it's all about what you believe. And again, I'm not saying anything's right or wrong, but at the end of the day, I just feel like we are here to experience this life to the best of our ability, to the best of what we can dream for ourselves and desire for ourselves. And we continue to have those desires and dreams until they come into fruition. And then we'll desire and dream something else. And then we'll desire and dream something else. And it's just an infinite expression of desires until the light goes out, until you depart the body and you're on to your next dimension, or have a ball, right? Have a ball. Learn to have fun. That's it. Learn to have fun, have a ball. Like the only thing you can really control is your own mind. And when people can recognize, I'm not saying you can't be manipulated by others, right? Because you know what I'm saying, people can't fall victim to being manipulated. But you only fall victim to being manipulated is when you operate in fear and desperation. If you can operate from a place of clarity, you will never have to be worried about being deceived or manipulated, right? When you don't operate from desperation. Most people are deceived or scammed or schemed because they think there's a shortcut to success. They're trying to go through someone else to get what they want, when you never need to go through another person. Another person does not hold your success in their hand. I saw an interview by Master P, and he was talking about, that some record producer came to him and offered him $1 million for his music, and he ended up turning it down. He said his cousin was mad because, like, man, we only got $500 in our pocket. We got to eat peanuts going back home on Southwest, and you turned down $1 million. And he said, I think he said he remembered something that his grandfather told him. Either grandfather or uncle told him. And he told him that never take a business deal out of desperation. So he didn't do it. And then he said he heard, Michael Jackson at the time was like the greatest, entertainer in the world at the time. And he was saying that they say that you, for every album, you get like 12 cents on a dollar. And Michael Jackson was getting 22 cents on a dollar. And he was like, well, it was a lady in his neighborhood who was selling Tupperware, and she was selling Tupperware out of her car. And he was like, look, if I can do that, I can keep all the money. Because he was like, these cents on a dollar is like nothing. That's not, like, how are we really going to make money? And so he ended up selling his CDs out of his trunk of his car, and he said he was able to save $300,000. And then he ended up talking to Michael Jackson's lawyer, and the lawyer said it cost $25,000 to talk to him. He said it was the best $25,000 he ever spent. So he got counsel from him, and he told him the way you really gonna make money is through distribution, but it costs $200,000 for distribution. Well, eventually he got a distribution deal, and he had the $200,000 to do it, and that's how he made his money. So he didn't put his faith in another person. Had he put his faith in another person, he would have won with that $1 million. He's like, because he was thinking like, okay, yeah, I take this $1 million, but it's 12 of us living in my grandmother's house. If I split this $1 million up, we only gonna get $100,000, so we still gonna be broke. So he was like, he said, he remember what his grandfather said, don't ever make a business deal out of desperation. So he believed in his music. He didn't believe, because he was like, man, if they don't know me, they don't know who I am, and they willing to give me $1 million, how much am I really worth? If they willing to give me $1 million for it, then I must be worth way more than this. And so he didn't allow someone else's perspective of him determine his own perspective of himself. He put his faith in himself. And we hear this, people that actually live out the dream that they wanted, it came from them believing in themselves. It all came from belief in oneself, not putting their trust in someone else. And so that's all we talk about on this platform, putting your trust in yourself, believing in yourself, not settling, not compromising, not trying to chase money, not operating because, man, we hungry, man, we living, don't you see how we living, man, $1 million would have did this, $1 million. But he was like, nope, it got to be something better. He was like, because if I split this amongst everybody, and then we're not even thinking about the taxes that probably would have, right? Taxes would have took half of that, right? Like they wouldn't, the $1 million deal would not have been $1 million deal, right? The $1 million deal would have been about a $600,000 deal once Uncle Sam got to it. So he already, there's a little half of what the deal was worth. And then, a lot of those music deals don't be worth the paper they written on, right? They be like, oh, they had to make 7 albums before they could be released from the deal. Or you end up signing a deal like Sean Combs will be having his artist sign where they're signed with him for life. Because people chasing fame, thinking fame brings wealth or fortune, when fame doesn't necessarily bring fortune. Yes, A-Town. Oh my goodness. It's like, wow. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes, Key. Yes. Yep, recaps on YouTube. I'm streaming on YouTube as well as TikTok. Yep, that's why I say, you got to be still. Don't make any quick decisions. Never, and I always say that too. Don't ever do anything. You hear these people that made deals out of desperation. They were never good deals, ever. Every time you heard someone did something because they did it out of fear or desperation, or they felt like, this was their last opportunity, another bus wasn't going to come, another opportunity wasn't going to come, they better take it, or this, like, you have to believe in yourself and trust in yourself. and know that there has to be a better way. You don't have to sell your soul, as they say. And that's what selling your soul is, right? Selling for less than who you are, thinking you have to compromise and sacrifice for your desire. There's the only thing you ever have to sacrifice is your limitation, your limiting beliefs, your doubts, your fears, your disbelief and your unbelief. That's all you ever have to sacrifice. Because see, the Bible is not a book about a God outside of you. The Bible is a book about the mind. It was just sold to us that it was a book about an external God, a sky daddy. When the Bible is really about how the mind functions. That's what the Bible is about. It lets you know that as you think, so are you. What you think of you, what you think you can have, that's what you can have. Go ahead, artist.
Hey, so I had a question, just because I had invited a couple of people in real quick. If you were to say the first step, because we're talking about relationships and stuff like that too. So what would you consider the first step in really, really embodying self-concept for someone who it may not be as practical for them as it might be for us? What would you say would probably be a good first step for someone just being introduced into how to really show up as someone who's worthy of the type of relationships and or abundance or careers and stuff like that?
Do a self-assessment of your thoughts with no judgment, no condemnation, no shame, no guilt. Really sit with yourself and think about what you really think about. Think about pay attention to what you think. And and without a shadow of a doubt, you are going to find out you're very negative.
Okay.
And then set about to change those negative thought patterns. Don't judge them. Don't beat yourself up. No condemnation, no shame, no guilt, no remorse, no regret. Because it's all a programming. It's all programming. That's all it is. And now you're going to interrupt the program. What they used to say when you were watching a program on TV and they say, we interrupt this program to bring you.
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt this program. And we're going to stop this negative transmission that I have been receiving all of my life. Talking about what I couldn't be, what I couldn't have, that life was a struggle, that life was hard, that the world was against me. And I'm going to start, and then I'm going to test it. Because that's the way you prove it to yourself. You have to test it. In whatever it is, I'm not even going to limit you on what the testing is. I know most people say, well, start with something small, something that you feel is insignificant. But I would say start with something that you truly want to be different, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's whether you want increase in your salary, don't go ask for the increase. Don't ask for a meeting with the supervisor or the manager. Just see yourself with making more money. Whether you're someone that can visualize, whether you're someone who journals, whether you're someone that does vision boards, whether you're someone that gets down on their knees and pray. Just if you're going to get down on your knees and pray, you do not have to beg. You don't have to bargain. You don't have to compromise. All you have to do is decide.
Facts.
So that to me, that's what you would do. You really have because we understand thoughts are things. It all starts with the way you think about yourself. Because if you think that life is hard and it's difficult and it's against you and the world is against you and there's systems in place to keep you from having what you want and this woe is me type mentality, you're going to continue to experience that. If you think that all of these societal constructs are keeping you from realizing your desires, then you're right. And so it will keep you from realizing your desires.
Yeah.
But if you decide that, nope, I'm going to prove to myself that imagining creates reality. So whether you're like, I would like to have a better relationship with my mom, or I would like to have a better relationship with my dad, or I would like to have a better relationship with my spouse. You're going to decide no conversation is necessary with the other person. All you have to do is forgive whatever you were thinking about the other person. And what does forgive? Forgive is twofold, because this is necessary. Forgiveness and repentance are necessary to experience a change in your life. Repentance means you have to have a radical change of mind, which means you have to decide to start thinking differently. And forgiveness is twofold. You're literally going to have to forget about the old state, all the things that happened before this moment, before this now state. Forgive it, which means forget it. You can't keep bringing up, well, I remember everything you did, and you hurt me, and you did these bad things to me, and you said all these horrific things to me. You're going to have to let it go. You're going to have to forget it. Loosen, be set free. And then you have to forgive. I said it's twofold. So the second part is give back to yourself. Give forth to yourself that what you thought you should get from another. So all you thought you should be loved. You thought you shouldn't have been neglected or abused or hurt, or all the things you thought you should have been cared for and nurtured and supported and operated with compassion. You're going to give all those things to yourself. You're going to start loving on you, being compassionate with yourself, being full of grace with yourself and mercy. So even if you find yourself being negative, you're going to forgive. You're going to show yourself grace and mercy. You're not going to beat yourself up, because you understand that it's a programming, and Rome wasn't built in a day. And so for 20, 30, 40, 25, however many years you've been thinking negative, or you've been holding on to this hurt and anger and unforgiveness, it may take about a week, 14 days, 21 days, 30 days, 90 days for you to reconstruct a new belief system around that.
Yes, ma'am.
So give yourself grace. And every time the old state, the old mind tries to come forth, because it will try to resurrect itself. It will, even though you've cut it off at the head. Like when I talk about the chicken, right? We see those little cartoons. You cut the chicken off at the head, and it's running around and we say you running around like a head with a chicken with his head cut off, right? No direction, and it appears to have life, but you know it has no life because you cut it off at the head, right? Yes. So even though you made the decision to think differently, to see life differently, it may appear to still have life. You just interrupt it and say, nope, I don't think that way anymore. I'm giving myself grace. I'm giving myself compassion. I'm going to be merciful to myself. I'm not going to blame anyone. No more pointing fingers. I'm going to love on me. I'm going to nurture me. Right? Like really begin to love yourself. And that's without conditions. That's unconditional.
Yes, ma'am. Love that. Love that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you clarifying that for us.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, because every relationship is a relationship with self. Every relationship you have is a relationship with yourself. And I know this to be true. I'm not speaking from theory here. When you decide to think differently about people, because here's the thing, you're not seeing people, you're seeing your thoughts about them. You're seeing your assumptions about people. And the moment you change your assumptions, they have to change. Why? Because you were only seeing your thinking being played out in them. You're the only thinker in your reality. And so you're only experiencing your own thoughts, your own beliefs. That's all you're experiencing. That's why you can have the same person have a different relationship with 5 or 6, 10 different people, right? And he's like, man, you got this relationship with you got this type of relationship with that person, you got this type of relationship with that person, or one person could have the same type of relationship with everybody can be like, oh, they're just a great person. Yeah, they're so funny, they're so loud. Oh, I love being around them. Then some other people will be like, that's not my experience. Every time I go, we always bumping heads. We always doing this. Like, that hasn't been my experience. My experience is that they good people. I enjoy them. I like being around them. But why they always so nice to you? Why they always so kind? Because that's their expectation. They expect to get along with everybody. The other person is expecting to have friction with everybody. So you get what you believe. What you believe, it plays out in your reality. So if you think relationships are going to have friction, then that's what you're going to get. But if you know that, hey, I'm a friend of everybody. I get along with everybody. I don't let nothing upset me. I don't let nothing bother me. I know people don't have to be different for me to be happy. I know my happiness is found from within me. So if people are in a mood, that's their mood, ain't got nothing to do with me, then I mind my business. I raise the vibration, right? I'm the Beach Boys. I'm sending out good vibrations. It's a sweet sensation. I'm giving a good vibration. I'm not going to let someone else define my mood. No one else can make me feel a certain way unless I allow them to make me feel a certain way. But then again, that's a choice. You're choosing to be upset by someone else's behavior, but it's not anyone else's behavior. What you don't like in the others is what you really don't like in yourself. You just really mean to say you always. Because you're the only one noticing it. You're the only one seeing it. You're the only one complaining about it. You're the only one thinking it. Okay. Thank you, Marcinda. Thank you. I don't know if Adora Speaks, did you mean to come up? If you did, you can unmute. If not, did anyone else have anything else to say? Anyone else want to come up? Yep.
No, it's been a vibe. It's been a vibe. You know, I always love when you have something to say. You know.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Value.
And I love how you come up too and share with us, because it's helping all of us, right?
Yeah, I just be able to pour my little heart out.
We appreciate it. We enjoy it. Yeah. We enjoy all the conversations, right? And it's cool when people just accept who they are, and they're like, look, it is what it is. I've accepted it, and I'm not trying to, I'm just gonna live my best life, right? Because life really doesn't have any problems. We create the problems.
Yeah.
And if we stop saying we had problems, then we wouldn't have problems if we stopped saying that we had them. You have to decide that I'm solution oriented. I'm not a problem solver. I'm solution oriented.
Yeah. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. So yes, another wonderful, amazing live, and just know that you can have whatever you desire. You can have whatever you say. Just decide that you can. You understand. You probably already knew this, that the only reason why you didn't get what you wanted because you didn't believe you could have it. And the world would try to tell you that no, it's circumstances external to yourself that kept you from getting what you wanted. Nope, it was your indecision. It was because, and of course the world would tell you, well, faith and belief, those things are not enough. There are other circumstances at play. It's a such thing as luck, and then it's external things that you just can't help, that you just can't control. Really, while other people can help it and other people can control it, and then now we're supposed to render ourselves as helpless, while you see other people. This law is no respect of persons. And then we start saying that the only reason why certain people got what they got was because of luck, a game of chance. Then that can render most of us men most miserable, because then we'll never believe in ourselves, because we think that the only way we can really get what we want, it has to be the luck of the draw. that it has to be, we have to have it has to be in our favor to, you create your own favor. You create your own luck. You create your own chances through decision. The moment you decide, you don't get to say exactly how it's going to happen. That part is not up to you, but you do get to decide that it can be yours. You do get to decide to what it is you want, regardless of what it appears like, regardless of how long it may take. And a lot of us are trying to rush the process. But remember, though the vision may tarry, wait for it shall surely come and not be late. I know, so failure is fair. Decisions rules our reality. The last thing we can do is start looking at someone else's path and judging our path based on someone else's. There's no comparison. You don't need to compare somebody else's path. That's their path. Right? They say comparison the thief of joy. Yes, if you keep looking outside of you, saying you don't know what they did, what they had to go through, what they were thinking, what actually happened in it. Because a lot of times people don't tell the whole story. And a lot of times you just seeing the final product, but you don't know. And people will tell you stuff that just simply was not true. They don't give you the whole story. That's why it's not about other people. It's only about you. You'll never measure up to someone else's standards. Keep your eye on your prize, faithful to your desired state. Just remain faithful. It shall surely come. Just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Make sure you're new here on YouTube. You hit that subscribe button. You hit the like button. Share because you care. Thank you all on TikTok for following, for the gifts. Thank you all, everyone, for the super chats. Appreciate them. Y'all came through today. I appreciate you guys, gentlemen, Mr. Martin and Mr. Steven. Thank you guys so much for all the love. Thank you, TikTok, for all the love and all the support. You truly do make these lives, we're raising we're elevating our consciousness to get the very thing we know we deserve, right? We deserve the very best, and the very best shall come, right? Knowing that you deserve the very best, and the very best shall come. Until next time, guys, enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Bye-bye. Yes, it was. Love it. Bye-bye.